Yeah! Alright. What is up, folks? What is up? Welcome to episode number 2 of the Salmon Hunters. We got another guest today. I'll introduce him in a bit. First of all, let me introduce you guys to my bear in arms. I don't know if that's even a thing to say, but yeah. Yokozuna.
Doskoi!
The Doskoi man himself. Welcome. Glad you could join us again, or me, I guess.
Yes, sir.
And of course, we have our special guest, SpiraNick.
Hello, hi guys.
What is up?
Thank you very much for inviting me on your podcast. I'm touched, guys.
Of course. I'm glad to have you. Of course, we've known each other for quite a while. Since I want to say season 3 of Tekken 7.
I'd probably say, but yeah, say
Something
around
like that,
that. But
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and I think I was introduced to Nick in one of his streams where he was playing Xiao Yu. You know, I'll forgive him for that. But he would...
A lot of people don't. That's
But he was also playing some Tekken 2 bangers in the background. So yeah, that basically already made me a returnee to the stream. So shout out to Nick for that. But yeah, let's get into it, I guess. Tell us a bit about yourself, Nick. Just in general.
Okay. So if don't know, I have been playing Tekken for probably since about towards the end of Tekken 2's lifespan. So I think it was kind of just when Tekken 3 was releasing. So around 1998, and honestly, it was just like love at first play, and I've just been completely obsessed ever since. And it's one of those where, because there was nothing to actually teach you the game, you thought you knew the game well back as a kid, and then you play online for the first time and you get absolutely demolished and you realise you know nothing whatsoever about the game.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar.
Very relatable.
Yeah, because it was like back in the day, like when I was a kid and I'd play all my friends at it, I'd absolutely demolish everyone because I was the only one playing it constantly, whereas my other friends were playing other games and that, or sometimes they'd play a bit of Tekken, but not to the extent that I played. So I thought I was like this god as a kid that could beat everyone, and yeah, that it was definitely a very humbling moment. The first time I went online, I remember I went up against a Raven on Amnesia on the Moonlit Wilderness alternative. I remember it well because
And this was in Tag 2?
What was that, sorry? This was in 5 Dark Resurrection. Because it was the first time I'd really played anyone outside of like my home, my like friendship group, my home life. Like it's first time I played anyone like sort of outside of my little bubble, shall we say? So yeah, that my whole world came crashing down at that moment. Like, wow, oh dear.
You're like, what are they doing? I only know 10 hits.
Well, yeah, it wasn't so much what they were doing, it was so much that they were blocking everything that I was throwing at them. I wasn't used to that. People just got hit by everything I did.
Right, yeah, they were block spamming.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, had report been around back in the day, I would have reported them
Oh
right
my
away.
goodness. You know, that's actually funny that you mentioned that, because I feel like there are people in Tekken 8, new people, that are like, are they cheating? They must be cheating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's you don't realize how much like work and effort you have to put into
Mm,
to get good at this game. It's like when people say like, "Oh, the game's easy," and do you know what? With regards to Tekken 8, I probably said it myself, but like, it really isn't. Like, even Tekken 8. I would say that Tekken 8 is harder than Tekken 7 to be like consistently good at. I think Tekken 8
mhm.
is way
True.
harder than Tekken 7.
I think I'd definitely agree to that. All right. Before we get into Tekken 8, I want to ask you, when did you actually come up with the name SpiraNick? What's the lore behind it?
There was a the first name I like username I gave myself was just Nick on Tekken Zaibatsu.
Right.
And the funny thing was there was someone that wanted to pay me for that name.
What?
Wow.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was just Nick by itself, and I got messages from someone asking me to if they could pay me to take the name.
Wow.
Did you
Yeah.
do it?
No, I don't think I did. I probably just thought it was a scam or something. Because I
Fair
used
enough.
to. I had an account on that Tekken Zaibatsu forum like back in the day, but I never really posted on it. To be honest, I found it intimidating as a kid because it looks so negative all the time.
Basically,
And
what Twitter is right now.
yeah, a bit like that. But it felt like I don't know, maybe because as a kid, or like a teenager, maybe it was a bit more of a shock. Maybe if I'd seen Twitter like back then, maybe I would have felt the same. But it just felt like very overly negative. So I remember just reading through it and just thinking, "Oh wow, like there's a lot of angry people on here." Um,
Yeah.
I forgot what. Oh, that was it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So that was the original name, and then went. There was a years and years and years and years later. Like we're talking like just before Tekken 7 had released. There was a website. You're probably familiar with this one, the Tekken Gamer website.
Yeah. Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there was a forum in that, and I thought, oh, you know what? It was the first time I came across that site, and this I didn't have a Twitter account back then either. So this was my only way of speaking to people about Tekken, sort of like out like far the like well, just other people that over the internet. This was kind of apart from like on PlayStation Network or whatever online. This was the only other way to talk to people. So I was just like, oh, what sort of name do I give myself? I was just like, oh, I don't want it to be Tekken for some reason because I think everyone will do that. So it's just like I don't know why I thought, oh, Final Fantasy. Yeah, nobody's gonna do that.
Oh.
And I was just like, oh, but I don't want it to be too obvious. I don't want it to be like something like to do with one of the characters and that. And I was just like, quite like that. The name Spira for the land of Final Fantasy X, and that kind of like sort of.
Oh my god! Nice.
Yeah, that kind of like sort of like encapsulates the whole of like that Final Fantasy X game. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, that works. Like Final Fantasy X, that was like Tekken is like the franchise that I'm my favorite franchise, but I think my favorite gaming experience ever was Final Fantasy X. So
Nice.
yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I just thought, you know what? I like it that people know my name, so I'm just gonna stick Nick on the end of that, and we'll just go with that. But you won't believe how difficult it is for people to actually pronounce my name. The amount of times that people get it wrong is unreal. I mean, I just laugh about it, but like SpiraNick, SpiraNick, and it's like SpiraNick. It's just like, no, it's none of those. Yeah. So do you know what? It's I think on like first time they see it, it's probably about 33% of people get it right the first time.
So
I commend you for sticking with it, actually, because funny side story. I used to go by a different name,
SpiraNick.
Yeah.
Crazy.
but yeah, I couldn't exactly handle the fact that a lot of people mispronounced it daily, and I was like, what? Like, I think the final straw was that I went into. No offense to him, by the way, but I went into Fergus chat and he said, "Hey, what's up, Yanuki?" And my name back then was pronounced Yanucci, like the Italian way.
Right.
And it has been mispronounced on international tournaments, yada yada. And at that point, I was like, okay, I entered this chat, and first thing the streamer does is mispronounce my name. I was like, no, it's gotta go. It's gotta go.
That's enough.
How long did you have it for?
Wow, that's a good question. A long time, actually.
Oh no, so
A long time.
it was all right.
So I changed it actually for Tekken alone. I changed it into Yokozuna because back then I was a Gamryu main, and I still am in my heart.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
'Cause
10 to
Arion
15
preferred me
years,
to say
10 plus years. Yes,
10
the
to
chat
15?
is it's a guesstimate at this point, but yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That must hurt though. Leaving such an iconic name.
Yeah, you'd think. At first it was a bit difficult, but then I was like, nah, it's fine. Yokozuna has a nice ring to it,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
my friends, my friends outside of Tekken used to call me Yoko years before that, so it made sense.
Okay.
It made sense to me as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
I feel like
you know,
I owe you an apology as well, because I'm sure I've called you Yokozuna a few times. I didn't realise it was pronounced Yokozuna.
Oh no, Joko, Yoko, that's fine with me, but like the middle part, like some people said Yanusi, some people said Yanuki, and that really hurt. I don't know. It like the middle part was the most important part to me.
Oh,
If
right.
that makes sense. Like it gave it the Italian. It is based on a different name. Yeah. So that's a bit of side lore.
yeah, it's funny actually because I think all three of us just have had our names abused by people in general. Like I've been called, was it Tupai? I've been called, just people putting in random syllables.
Yeah, sometimes there's like letters in there that aren't in there. Like, where did you get that? Like,
Yeah, like I know reading is difficult sometimes, but come on. But yeah, I feel like at some point I was like, all right, whatever. It doesn't matter. The people that know, and the people that don't know, I'll remind them. And if they don't remember that, then it's whatever. Can't keep correcting them.
yeah, yeah. I mean, for like personally, like it's never bothered me too much. Like I find it quite funny. Like like I think I'm on about 5 different ways of spelling it, and like. A lot of people still think it's SpiraNick, and I'm like, no, it's never been that. There's no L in it for one. And then when they'll just break it up for them, and they're like, oh, that place in Final Fantasy X. Yeah.
That makes sense.
But if you've never played the game, I suppose like it's an easy mistake to make.
Yeah. Yo, Lily, thank you so much for the sub. Oh, and Kino as well. Both 7 months. Thank you. And Nick, actually, I forgot to say this, but thank you as well for the 21 months. I appreciate.
Oh yeah, no problem at all.
All right. Moving on. Jokuzun, did you want to like ask some questions as well?
Yeah. I was wondering. We like touched on the subject at the beginning, but I want to know from Nick what was the initial charm that got you into Tekken? Because you were early with it, and I believe we're around the same age. So I'm wondering what got you into Tekken in the first place.
Oh right, okay then. So first time I ever played a fighting game, I think a lot of people could probably relate to this. Our age was like Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo, and I remember it was just playing around a friend's house, and I was just, I just, I don't know, that it just felt so excited, like just beating the crap out of your opponent. And just the moves, like I just loved the amount of moves, and honestly, it just gave me that adrenaline rush. But I thought nothing of it, to be honest. At the time, I was just like, "Oh, that's really cool, that game." But I thought, "Oh yeah, that's really fun." And then I went around another friend's house, and they had like Virtua Fighter 2 on the PC, and there were loads of us around at the time, and only a few of us got to play. And when I did, it just gave me an absolute rush. I loved it. And then. Both times I didn't really think anything of it because I was quite well. I guess I didn't get my first console till I was like 10 years old, and I was mostly getting it for platformers. I thought platformers is where my like passion is, and platformers back in the day in the 90s, they were huge. It's like all the mascots were platformers and that.
Oh, so bring me back to those days, man.
Literally, I know. Yeah, Mario's everywhere, Spyro's everywhere, Crash Bandicoot's everywhere. Just like, Gex, Croc, like even the ones that people don't instantly think of. They were superstars back in the day.
Let me just say one thing real quick. We're getting a Gex remake.
Oh yes, I did. Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah. It's gonna be epic. All right, go on. Sorry,
but no. So I thought that was so when I first bought a console, it was mostly all platformers, and then soon after that, I went to see some family, and they had a PlayStation, and they had this game Tekken 2, and at the time I thought that Tekken 2 was the same game that I played on the PC. That Virtua Fighter. So I was like, "Oh, I remember that. That was really good." And then I put it in, and I can't even remember. I don't even know if I watched the intro, which is just sacrilege now I come to think of it. So and then arcade mode, and I'm trying to find some of the characters from this Virtua Fighter 2, and I was looking for my chat.
Nick,
I was like, I can't find her.
Nick, I hate to interrupt you, but you're sounding a bit like a robot to me.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's harsh. That's harsh.
No, I mean like the Discord is messing up, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it shouldn't be. Oh, that's weird.
I think it's back. I think we're back to normal now.
It's good now. Yeah, it's good now. Let's just keep.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Discord has been wonky recently. Not gonna lie, it has been rough.
Apologies to everyone.
No, it's none of it. It's no fault of yours.
So I was just looking for this character. I couldn't find her, so I picked Jun Kazama, and straight away I thought, do you know what? This doesn't even feel like that game that I played before. And what struck me, what made me fall in love with it, literally instantly, was the animations on all the characters. Like the moves just hit harder than any other game I'd ever played before. And honestly, like the amount of it wasn't the amount of moves that I was doing, it was the amount of moves that the computer was doing. Because I'm embarrassed to say this, but back in the day, I didn't even know. Like, first time I played a fighting game, I didn't even know if you press like 2 buttons together, you got a different move. So I literally thought there was like maybe like 4 moves in the game for each character, just for each limb. And I remember like thinking every character that I was playing was like a boss character. I soon found out otherwise, but yeah. But still, even then, I absolutely loved this game. And I wasn't at my family's house for very long. I was only there for about half an hour. But all I could think about was playing that game again. I was like, I need to play it. Like that was like that Street Fighter that I played, like that Virtua Fighter, but it just had an edge. Like I remember thinking, whoa, the music's really good, the colors are really vibrant. Like it just hits really hard. And I was like, I need to play that game again. But you know, as a kid, it took ages to like save up money to get a new game, because it's like you're on £1 pocket money per week, and the game cost about £40. And I went back to my Spyro the Dragon that I bought on release, and there was a demo disc inside. And I looked at the demo disc, and would you believe it, Tekken 3 was on there.
Wow.
And that is when the love for this franchise really started, and that's when it became obsessive. I played on that demo so much, and trying to figure out all the moves, because you didn't have a move list on. The demo never gave you a move list.
Yeah, of course.
The internet was in its infancy really back then. Yeah. Only Ling and Eddie were playable. So even to this day, that's kind of had an effect on me. I think that is the main reason I mainly Xiaoyu, and I've always really liked Eddie as well, because they were kind of like my first characters, apart from Jun, but also she stuck with me as well. When I played her for the first time in Tekken 2.
Wow. Okay.
So those 3 characters were basically your first characters.
Yeah, and then so it's Ling Xiaoyu and Eddie Gordo, because I think back in the day they were they kind of were next level. It was because the way that they moved, like in Tekken 2, apart from Lei Wulong and I guess Beck, maybe a lot of the characters were a bit more sort of like stilted, and they didn't really like move. There weren't stances or anything like that. So I remember back in the day, like Xiaoyu and Eddie, it was quite amazing to see in a fighting game. You didn't really see characters like that. So I think that's why it was those ones that were picked for the demo, because you would think it would probably be Jin Kazama or Paul Phoenix. So yeah, at that point, Tekken was literally all I could think of. I just had every time I went around a friend's house, it was like, "Do you have a Tekken game? Do you have a Tekken game?" while I'm sort of saving up money. And a friend of mine had Tekken 2, and honestly, that whole summer, like I just went around his house like constantly every day, team battle mode, just Tekken 2. Oh my god, that was it. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. But sadly, my friends weren't as obsessed as I was, so I could only play for as long as they wanted to play for. And I remember like saving up money for Tekken 2, because that was the one I really wanted. And at the same time, I'd say every week I will be going into basically our version of Blockbuster, so like the video game rental place. To just rent Tekken 2. Just constantly, because I needed that adrenaline rush. Like nothing else just hit like that game. I've just been absolutely obsessed ever since.
It's actually kind of crazy that such an old game has such a profound effect on someone as a kid.
it's crazy. It's like there's no way did I think that just playing that one game would actually sort of change my life forever. Like it's it's just taken such a huge part of me. Like it's such a passion. Even people that don't even know that aren't gamers or don't really know much about it. Even people at work, they know I'm obsessed with it. Like it just everyone has throughout my school life, university, like at work. Just everyone knows I'm obsessed by this one game.
Yeah. I can definitely like I can definitely see that it was about the same for me as well. Tekken 2 was also my first game. And for me, like you said, it was the moves and like how the character looks and all that made you fall in love with the game. For me, it was mostly the music. The music was just so,
the music's on another level in Tekken 2.
Yeah, it's difficult to describe because it's simple but very effective, and it felt like every character's OST actually fits them really well.
It's in Tekken 2. It's like every single, like you say, OST for every character. It feels like it tells you a story about that character. Like they work so perfectly well for every character, and I just wish. I know that the character rosters are so huge, it's never gonna happen again. But I wish we still had like those character-specific tracks.
Yeah.
I know we have them, in bits and pieces in some Tekken games, like even in 7, like Dormo to Sirio. I always say that's just Claudio's stage.
Yeah, or the Negan stage, right?
Yeah. So you have it here and there, but if they did that for every character like they used to,
they need to bring back just in general the wonder of like, which character am I gonna unlock? Because I'll be honest, that really hits like differently. If you've been through that, you can tell like how different it is. Nowadays, it's pay up for the next character.
I was literally thinking about this today when I was thinking about the podcast, and I was thinking, oh my god, like it's just never gonna happen again. We would never like. Just everything gets spoiled these days. Like you never actually have any surprises when it comes to the game. Like, could you imagine if we were just like in story mode or whatever, and there was a character that just out of the blue, like no one knew was even going to be in the game, just unlocks after you play like story mode. Like that would actually blow my mind these days. I remember it was so exciting, like back in the day, like in Tekken 2 and Tekken 3. Actually, all the way to
Tekken 5,
Tekken 5
or 6 even, I think, right?
6. No, you had the whole roster unlocked right from the start in 6. Yeah, you did. There was no other characters to unlock. It was just costume. It was just costumes, and you just got money and stuff.
I see.
For customization. Yeah. So 5. Yeah, 5 literally was the last one. But I remember just that. And I think we spoke about this last week, to be like arcade mode in Tekken 2 was hard as nails. It was no cakewalk whatsoever. Like it was actually unfair. Like the AI reads your inputs, so it knows exactly what you're going to do and blocks. Like it will break every single one of your throws. And back then, the damage in the game was like insane. Like I remember if we did like the down back 4, the leg cutters with Jun, like if you hit 3 of those, that's half a bar gone. So,
wow.
The damage the damage input was absolutely massive in Tekken 2.
Yeah, that's definitely with the older games. It's actually funny. I've seen a video once on YouTube that showed like Paul's Death Fist in different like Tekken games. So you had like in Tekken 1, it just did a full bar. and then in Tekken 2, it did like I want to say 75%.
75%. Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Was the first time it did 50-50. So yeah, it's always funny
You
going
see,
back to those old
these days, people be crying out, "They nerfed Paul, they gutted him, he's unplayable."
Paul still has ridiculous damage.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of his trademark. At
A
this
lot
point.
of things unthinkable nowadays. If you think about it back then, because for me personally, I played Tekken 3 at someone's house, and I was also immediately obsessed with Tekken as a concept. And Tekken 3, I didn't see Tekken 1 nor 2 before that. Yeah. So at some point I was like, okay, I need to play this. Not at a friend's house, but I need to have permanent access to this.
Yeah.
And I remember I had a PlayStation, and I learned that it could only be played on PlayStation back then. So that was good. But I lived in a small town, and I didn't know where to buy games. But I went to a store which I knew had games, and it said Tekken on the box. So I bought it. I was like, okay, this is the only Tekken they have. So I buy this Tekken.
Yeah.
And it was Tekken 1.
Oh no!
And at some point, I loved it. I mean, it was way different from Tekken 3, but I was like, yo, I can see, I can see where it came from, and I just went with it. I played a lot, and at some point, I got access to less legal activities to obtain new games. So at that point I had all Tekkens.
Nice.
And
nice.
That was like a couple of years later, but then I was it was over for me. I was gonna play that game a lot. Oh yeah.
I remember as a kid, because I got Tekken 2 first and then Tekken 3. I remember as a kid, like you said, it was damn near impossible to find Tekken 1. It was so... I couldn't find it.
For me, it was the only game I could buy back then. Or at least I had the opportunity to buy a game from a store. And I didn't come by a store very often back in the days. And I saved up enough money. But the only game they had was Tekken 1. So I had to buy it.
That's rough. Yeah, you can't leave the store without the game, right?
I was like, I know it's not the same game, but it's Tekken, so it's got to be. I had faith. I had enough faith in the Tekken franchise back then that it would be good. Seeing where they went, I was like, okay, the foundation must be good as well.
Yeah. I mean, I would have done the same if I was in your teams. I just need anything that's got Tekken on.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I couldn't wait. I couldn't keep the money in my pocket and wait for Tekken 3 to come around. I was like, okay, I need to have it now. This goes home with me. And it was less like it was. I think Tekken. Yeah, we had a different currency in the Netherlands back then, but I would say it was. I can't put it in numbers. Like I can't translate it, but I think it was like half the price a new game would cost because it was Tekken 1 and not 3, and 3 was the most recent one. So,
so it was.
As a kid, I remember, this is a good bargain. I have a cool game and I still have money.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Nice. So one thing, Nick, that you're very, very well known for, maybe definitely people that come into your chat know you for this. The fact that you know Tekken moves by name. Right? Am I right? Or
Yeah, you're probably right about that, to be honest.
Nah, not probably 100%. So what I want to know is, when did this even start? Like, you wanting to know about the move names.
Like I said, all throughout, the one big thing for me with Tekken that I absolutely loved was the moves, how they were animated, and how sort of hard they hit, and not just how hard they hit, but the animation it has on your on the opponent as well. They're quite over the top sometimes, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I just always loved that, and one of like things that I always used to find most exciting about a new Tekken game was going into practice mode with every single character and just going through the move list and seeing all the new changes and all the new moves,
Wow.
and
Okay.
that was like one of the most exciting things for me. And it's just like when I would go on to the next move, I'd just say it out loud, and I just liked it that these move names, like, they worked so well. Like you know, they weren't just thrown out there. A lot of them, they really described the move itself, and I just thought, oh, that's cool. And to be honest, back then I thought that was the way that everyone just you know, spoke about the moves, because I didn't even know about the whole, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs back then. Yeah. I mean, if anything, I would just even to this day, I still struggle a bit with the 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll say, oh, that's forward X or back circle circle, because that's how I explained it back in the day. Because, you know, Tekken has always been like, I've always thought of it as like a PlayStation exclusive. So Tekken and PlayStation have always gone together in my head. Like, to be honest, I've always been a massive Sony fanboy just because of Tekken. Like, I've just bought the next PlayStation console just because of the new Tekken game. So yeah, it's just going through those like move lists like hundreds of times. And to be honest, before I started streaming, I just thought everyone knew, like, you know, like just ones that like were common, like, I don't know, like just ones like pancake press. I've always remembered that for Jag.
Up for 3+4.
yeah, exactly. See, and yeah, like monkey kick for Xiaoyu, and just and I was just, when I was streaming and I was saying them, like, everyone kept on mentioning it in the chat, like, how do you know all these? I'm like, well, just everyone knows it, like mistrust or slippery kicks. Like, I mean, yeah, I thought everyone knew like a lot of them, and people were impressed by it. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, you know what? Like, I wasn't even trying to learn them back then. I thought, oh, do you know what? I'm going to learn a few more, because I actually really like these move names, and I prefer saying those to inputs. I think it's cooler. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to learn a few more. And then I kept on learning. People were more and more surprised. So I was like, someday I'm going to learn the whole damn cast. I'm going to learn every single character as move name if I can. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But they seem to, I seem to have a good memory for useless information. stuff that's actually useful and will get me far in life. That don't seem to like process that very well. But useless information like character move names, yeah, I can remember all the frames. Who needs those? Frames a lot of the time. Like, I'll be like, oh damn! Like, that move is -14, and then 3 weeks later, I'll be punishing it with a 13 frame move because I've forgotten it's -14. Like, I find it amazing that people can remember frames for every single move in this game.
Same.
That I find more shocking the move names, like, because like move names, every single move name is different, so it kind of has its own identity. Whereas the rest is just numbers. You're doing maths.
Yeah,
Playing the game to do
I
maths.
agree.
Yeah, that's definitely
If only those frames stayed in my head. If only.
Yeah,
I can
know,
relate to
know,
that.
like, I like that. I'm really envious of. Like, I tried to remember, but there's just so many different moves, and just, you know, the difference between punching with a 13 frame move and a 14 frame move can be, you know, gargantuous in this game. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kareem actually mentioned in the chat, he says, I remember Nick calling out moves with their move list name instead of the command. Always found that cool in his commentary.
Thanks.
That is true. I remember, like, when he used to commentate in Tekken 7, which I do miss. It's unfortunate that you don't commentate now, but when you did, like, that definitely made you unique to, like, compared to other commentators.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess. I guess. Yeah.
Sorry for remembering frames. Nah, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, I
Mhm.
don't know. I kind of never like the because I'd been brought up on move names. I didn't really know about the whole input thing. It never sat right with me, the inputs. It just sounded a bit dull. So I always thought move names and like when you like watch a sport like say gymnastics or something, they've
Yeah.
always got these random move names for the
Oh
moves
yeah,
they
yeah.
do or skateboarding. Like so, I was like, oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna. I wanted to. I wanted to just learn all the move names because yeah, I just thought everyone did when I was streaming. I just thought everyone knew these, and like I thought literally everyone that played Tekken knew Mistrust or. It's funny because a lot of the move names that people do know, they're not actually the real move names. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Can-Cans. No, there isn't a move name. There isn't a move called Can-Cans. Bow and arrow kick it's like spinning sweep combo. I mean, I will admit, bow and arrow kick sounds better than spinning sweep combo, but Death Fist, it's Phoenix Smasher, so it's
Phoenix,
like a
right?
lot of the ones that people do know. Hell Sweep isn't Hell Sweep, it's Spinning Demon.
I wonder where that came from. Then that's actually funny, because it almost feels like it's ingrained into the Tekken community to
Yeah, like
just say Death Fist.
everyone knows. Like I think even like just casuals who just just start having a mild interest in Tekken. They all know what a Hell Sweep is or a Snake Edge.
Yeah.
Only Brian has the move Snake Edge. That came
Okay.
from Brian because I think in Tekken 3, Brian was the first character to have one of those big hitting sweeps.
Hmm.
I don't think there was one in Tekken before that where there's a big hitting sweep that you could combo off of.
Don't know.
Mm,
No idea.
Back in Tekken 2, I don't think there was. You had the hell sweeps, but there was no snake edge.
Heihachi's one you could combo from, I think, right?
Yeah, the hell sweep you might have been able to combo from, but I mean just like, big hitting like seeable lows. Brian's was like the original, so it's
Right,
kind of
right.
cool that one stuck. But yeah, Brian's move name for that one is Snake Edge, but it's the only one that is
Mm.
Snake Edge.
I mean that one makes more sense because he's the originator, and
mm.
everyone else gets
Yeah,
the same name.
yeah, definitely. It doesn't help though that sometimes they do change the names of move names.
Oh, do they?
I don't like that. Yeah, because
True.
Forward 2, that Jin and Jun,
Yeah.
Jin used to be able to do Jun. That was called Tooth Fairy back in the day.
Right,
And
yeah,
now
yeah.
it's Demon Slayer. But
Demon
Demon Slayer was the name for Heihachi and Kazuya's 1-2-2.
1-2-2. Oh,
But now that's back fist combo in Tekken 8.
really?
Wow.
Weird.
But I did notice something that they're doing in Tekken 8 because there are a few characters that do share the same move names.
Hmm.
They've even stopped that. So I did like that little effort that they went to like
To give them new names.
differentiate characters' move names. Like it's a nice touch that they didn't need to bother doing. So yeah, I'm kind of because like you say, I am kind of known for it. I'm kind of obsessed over move names now.
So I guess they're doing it for people like you then.
Yeah. The very few of us that there are.
The select few. Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. So another thing that you're known for. Maybe Yokozuna wants to jump in here, but
No, go ahead.
okay. So another thing you're very well known for, and 100% people that are in your chat will know, is your obsession with Mogu Mogu.
Wasn't expecting that one.
It's not a technical
Oh my
question. It's not a tech question. And you know what, while we're at it, I'll just add on your Funko Pop collection.
Yeah.
So those two, when did those two start? Yeah, Mogu Mogu the drink. Yeah.
I have an obsessive personality. I'll just cling on to something and then I'll be like, I need everything. That I need everything from that. Mogu Mogu. Oh gosh. Just went to the Chinese supermarket and I love the Chinese supermarket in general because there's all these different foods that you don't normally get other places, and the drink section is always like incredible. Like they have so many different like choices that you just do not get. Like if we go into a random regular supermarket here, you just have like Coke and Fanta and Lilt and just like you just 7-Up, all the usual suspects. And then when you go into the Chinese supermarkets, they got tons and tons of like different drinks that you've never seen before. And I remember just seeing like all of these. I'm like a kid. I just remember seeing all of these drinks that were like bright colours, and there were loads of them. It was the amount of flavours that they had which piqued my interest, because I was just like, oh my god, I've got to try all of these. So yeah, it was just like, yeah, it was basically, I've got to try. I think the first one I had was pineapple, and I was like, oh gosh, this is actually quite nice. And then,
Nice.
oh wow, this is damn good, because it was those nata de coco bits that are in it. I used to have those in like little like Chinese desserts, like these little mango puddings. They used to have these bits in these nata de coco bits, and I just thought it was like some strange. Well, it kind of is like some kind of strange jelly, but I'd never had it anywhere else. And then it turned up in these drinks. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like the drink tastes good and it's a snack at the same time, and that tastes really good. And then I was just like, whoa, there's like at least 10 other flavors that I need to try, and now there's like nearly 20. Yeah, it's just kind of yeah.
I didn't even know that, because we have them in the Netherlands as well.
Yeah,
but I think we have like 3 or 4 flavors that you
oh
can
really?
find. Yeah. And ours you can actually find in the normal supermarkets, like the usual ones.
Nowadays, they do turn up in a few other like normal supermarkets, like you're saying, in corner shops and that. But it's usually like the same flavors. I think it's like mango, melon, lychee.
Yeah, there's not
strawberry.
much difference.
They're kind of like the favorites. But then I discovered bubblegum, and when I go on holiday, I do look for other flavors. In Japan, the worst one, well, the weirdest one I had was yogurt.
Yogurt?
Yeah, yogurt flavor, Mugu Mugu.
Wow, okay.
And then,
they are kind of obsessed with dairy products, I feel like, in Japan.
Yeah. It was alright. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad actually, but the only one that that was the only one I couldn't get in England, and the other one was raspberry. And it was only when I went to Belgium a few months ago. I was in the supermarket. I just screamed all of it. It's like, oh my god, they got raspberry. Didn't think. I thought you could only get it from Thailand or something. So I got super excited at that moment, and I was like, I've completed it. I've actually completed Mugu Mugu. I don't think there are any other flavors that I haven't tried. So I think I've tried all of them now, because I was like, I can't do a tier list until I've tried every single one. It's just not fair.
So you're 100%ing Mogu Mogu at this point.
Yeah. As far as I know.
Nice. To be honest, I never tried one, and I think I should. Hearing you talk really about it, I think I should.
It's not just me though. I think there's a few people, like I've noticed, like Richie's really into him, and Spag I've noticed is Rukang. There's quite a few people that are like really into him. And I introduced one to my friend. I said, because I just we went to a Chinese supermarket, and I said, is there a Chinese supermarket nearby? And I said, yeah, why? Do you need to get something? I was like, yeah, I just need to get one of these drinks. And I bought like 10. 10 at that time, and she was like, whoa, like, do you like those? And I was like, yeah, just try this one. I was like, I gave her the mango one. She drank it. straight after that, she went onto Amazon and bought a box of 40.
Wow.
A box of 40.
Yeah, just the mango ones, like straight away. So it's like there is something in that
Oh
drink.
my
Like
goodness.
like if you like it, you really like it. Zard Joker, he loves it as well. He got
Okay.
really into it as well.
And
I think
You either love it or you hate it.
does it have like I think it's called aloe vera. I don't know if that's the international
Yeah,
name.
I think so. I think
But
it might
a
have,
little.
yeah.
like some jelly is in the drink, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
They call it
Chunks.
yeah, the jelly it's called like nata de coco, but it's not soft like jelly. It's kind of
It's almost
chewy.
like the fruit itself.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
it's a bit chewy.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like jelly where you bite it and then it just kind of vaporizes.
yeah.
Mhm.
This
But
one
you either
kind
it's kind of one of those things that you either love or you hate. Like
Yeah,
I have
exactly.
come across some people that can't stand it. My partner actually doesn't like any of them.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's alright.
Interesting. Okay, I will definitely give it a try, and I will report back to you how I feel about it once I try it.
You have to. I think the thing that sets it apart is like, do you like drinks with bits in it? And this is not like just like concentrated orange bits. It's
Exactly. Yeah.
big bits, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
I like the bits in orange, like in freshly squeezed orange
So do
juice. I
I.
like those a lot,
So do
but
I.
I don't like bubble tea, for example.
Oh, I love bubble tea. I love bubble tea.
Okay.
That was kind of like part of the reason why I like these Mugger Mugger as well. Because I
Okay.
always like bubble tea, and it's like after I had bubble tea, I was kind of like, do you know what? I want food in all my drinks. Anything where you can like chew something and drink at the same time. I was like, I'm so about that. So yeah, that's how it's
Okay.
on the Mugger Mugger.
This is.
I think it's. I think I just performed blasphemy because the chat is like going at me at the moment. But yeah, the reason I didn't like bubble tea was because I was drinking it and all of a sudden there was something stuck in my straw and I was like, okay,
what
this
going
is
on?
yeah, but like very early on, and I was just getting into the taste of the drink itself, and then it's not like I choked on it, but I was it got to the other end of the straw, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is this?" And I saw it going in the drink, but the sensation was not for me instantly. Like I didn't really like it. Maybe I should give that another try as well. But yeah, this like all the flavors. I do like the fruity flavor drinks. So yeah.
There's so many different types. Like I think like there's always something for everyone with one of those because there are so many different types, and it also depends where you get it from. Because I have had some bad ones before. They were selling it in even Dunkin' Donuts, and I tried one, and it was foul. Rubbish.
Okay.
It was one of the worst bubble teas I've ever had. So
you're talking about bubble tea, right?
It might even be like sometimes.
To be fair, the only time I tried it was in Vietnam.
Okay.
Years ago. So I've never tried it in Europe or like in the Western world before.
Yeah.
Only then because I knew it was becoming a trend in the Netherlands. It was in 2018. I heard a lot of people kept talking about bubble tea, and I was like, I don't know what it is. And I was in Vietnam, and they sold bubble tea. I was like, okay, let's try it. But maybe it was just. Maybe I should try another one. From known quality.
It was one of those things that kind of slowly grew on me, I must admit, with bubble tea. Because the first time I had it was when I was like 18, I think. We were just in a Chinese restaurant, and two of my friends who came from Hong Kong, they got really excited all of a sudden because one Chinese restaurant did this drink. And it was just they just ordered. They just had the milk one with the tapioca balls in, and I remember thinking, oh, it's all right. It's a bit weird, but I kept on drinking it, and it's just slowly grown on me. But now I love the stuff.
Nice.
Nice.
Let's see. Oh yeah, and what about the Funko Pop? You didn't answer that one.
I was in. This was like, to be honest, I think this was before they even became a thing in like the UK. So I didn't even know they were gonna. I didn't even know they were gonna be as sort of like popular and as widespread as they have become.
Mhm.
I didn't think they'd be kind of like that kind of like that quintessential like collector's item that like nearly all like content creators like have one or two. It was basically I was in LA at the time, and we just went into like we were in Universal City Walk, and they had a gift shop there. And my partner noticed there was this figure of Maleficent. I've always been obsessed with like Disney villains, even from when I was a kid. I absolutely love all the villains. And there's this my favorite's Maleficent, and they had this Maleficent one. I was like, oh, you're so cute! I love that. Oh, I've got to get that. I said, where did you find that? And he showed me this like little display with these Disney Funko Pops, and I think there was probably about 40 maybe at that point, and now they're on like 2,000, 3,000, just the Disney ones. There were only like 40, and I remember just seeing them all of them, and I was just like, oh my god, they got Jafar and they got the Cheshire Cat, and I bought 8 of them there, and then it just carried on and spiraled and spiraled and spiraled, and now it's kind of I don't know where to put the bloody things. I've kind of given up with the Disney stuff, because since then they brought out all the video game ones and anime ones, and it's kind of become a thing.
If it's marketable, then there's a Funko Pop of it.
Yeah, literally for everything, like things like you really wouldn't expect, really like weird abstract things that you think, who the hell would buy that?
Yeah. There's probably
I only got 2 of them, and one of them is Lucio, and the other one is Heihachi.
Ah, nice. Is it the young Heihachi or the old
Heihachi? No, it's the old one, the grey one.
Yeah.
Well, I say that I should take a better look. No, it is the grey one. Yes, the grey one.
They did such a great job with the Tekken ones. I wish there were more Tekken Funko Pops.
Oh man,
the Devil Jin one is sick. I love the Devil Jin one.
I'd actually buy a Jack one straight away.
Oh, exactly. Oh, if they do all of them, that would be amazing. Yeah, they really should have done. I thought they were gonna like release some when Tekken 8 came out, because they just released like I think they released 7, 6. They released 5 that were easy to get, and then they did like ones that was ever so slightly different, like it's a different costume, or like young Heihachi, old Heihachi, or like king with a cape, king without a cape, that were a bit more difficult to get hold of. And then the Devil Jin one came out a bit later, which was a bit rarer. And then there was an Armor King that you could only get in America or something in a collector's edition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got the Armor King one.
No.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I got that when I went to America. Yeah,
nice.
But, there's the only ones you can get: Jin, Kazuya, Heihachi, Devil Jin, King, Nina, and Armor King. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's for Tekken 7.
Yeah, I wish they had other Tekken ones, because like anime and that, the sky's the limit. I'm surprised there's no Final Fantasy ones.
Wait, what?
There's none whatsoever. And there's Kingdom Hearts. The Kingdom Hearts ones galore, but no Final Fantasy ones.
So they have Kingdom Hearts, but not Final Fantasy?
Yeah. It's
not even a Cloud or a Tifa
No, not to my knowledge. No, I used to be I used to. To be honest, I've kind of lost my way with it. Like they just released. They seem to release like 100 a week now.
Really? Wow.
I can't keep up. It feels like that. Like it's just madness, and it's kind of like they'll release like different one, like they'll release like an anime one, and then it'll be like an anime one, do it in a different pose, like same character but a different pose, and it just gets a bit ridiculous after a while. But yeah, because I've started collecting them since like 2013.
Oh, that's quite a while.
It's
Oh, yeah.
kind of been a thing. So yeah, I'm running out of room.
And from what I've noticed, obviously when you stream, you have them like as sort of a background, right?
Yeah, it
Like,
kind of works quite nicely, like to have something as a background.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it
it's a
definitely
bit
looks nice.
sometimes. Yeah,
But they're
yeah.
all still in the pack, right?
Well, I'll confession time. Like when I first bought them, I took them all out of the box, and they were all on my desk. But
Right.
that was when I didn't have a. To be honest, that's when I didn't use the desk. There was no computer. I didn't work on it or anything. It was just a desk in the spare room. So I just put them all on there. But then I got so many. It took there wasn't actually room on the desk. I couldn't put any more on the desk. so, and then I was just watching a YouTube video, and this like Funko Pop enthusiast had shelves the same as mine, and I thought, oh god, that looks way better. Like that actually looks quite smart. It looks quite cool. So like, I'm gonna find out where he bought those shelves, and they're just IKEA shelves. They're like cost like £45 or something. They're dirt cheap, to be honest, for what they are. It's like, oh, it's way better. So yeah, that's
Okay.
a lot of them used to be out of the box, but now I keep them all in the box.
Now you're keeping them nice and tidy.
Yeah.
It reminds me of this one scene in Toy Story at night when they enter the toy shop, the toy store,
Yeah.
and you see all of these, like the same boxes lined up, and one of them, of course, all of them can come to life, but one of them get knocked over. But like seeing your background on stream with this wall with all these boxes, it reminds me of that scene in Toy Story. So I always, I have a,
To be honest,
it gives me a good feeling.
Watch out!
It's kind of funny when like people come to the house for the first time, because we always leave if we do like a tour of the house, we always leave this room till last, and it's always funny seeing their faces. They're always shocked. They're always like why have you got a shop upstairs? Like, because it's just there's stuff everywhere. To be honest, because I've been collecting like video game memorabilia for like since I was a kid. Like there's loads of stuff you can't actually see within the camera, so I've got like glass glass cases for like Tekken figurines and Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy stuff and that. But yeah, you can't see that. But yeah, I really am running out of room.
Kareem asks which are the rarest ones you have / favorites.
Gosh, to be honest, actually, you know what? A lot of those ones that I first bought in LA for the first time were a lot of the rarest ones. I don't know how well you know Disney, but like there's a big bat thing in the end of Fantasia called the Chernobog. That's really rare. They brought out another one, but the one that I've got is super rare, as is like the first Ursula. So a lot of the Disney ones, to be honest, are like the rarest. With the anime ones, I'd probably say like Jiraiya on Toad. Is quite
sick.
I bought that one from Australia. No, I haven't been to Australia, but I just ordered. It was in the shop in Australia, because when you go on eBay, honestly, these things they sell for ridiculous prices. That just it's not worth it. This place in Australia was selling it for £30. I don't know if you can still get it, but I think that's quite rare. There's like Sora in Kingdom Hearts as the lion from Lion King. Yeah, to be honest, I really don't know. I think I've got a few rarer ones, but I know for Naruto, the one that is like super rare that I can't seem to get a hold of is forgive me because I haven't seen it in a while, but I'm sure her name's Kaguya, the character that comes in right at the end. I don't want to spoil it. But
are you talking about Naruto? Because that's really old. I don't think.
Yeah. I know. But, so the angel type character.
Oh wait, isn't that Boruto?
It is Kaguya, isn't it?
Is it with the start? It starts with a K.
Yeah.
and
So
and it sounds a bit like Kazuya, right? Okay, okay,
Yeah.
more
Her.
than a bit actually.
Definitely. Yeah. I think she's the rarest one. And the last time I looked on
Okay.
eBay, they were selling her for like 200 and something pounds. And I'm
Wow.
like, I am not spending that much on a silly plastic bottle.
Wow. Okay, so Naruto Funko Pop, there's definitely some business in that if you
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah.
Nice,
Wow.
nice. And which one? Yeah, I don't know. Do you have like one favorite or a few favorites?
Probably Jiraiya on Toad because I always loved Jiraiya
Hmm.
in Naruto, and he looks really cool standing on Toad. But otherwise, like the dragon Maleficent one, probably. Uh,
Okay,
yeah, I think those are probably my favorites.
that's the Disney one, right? Maleficent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. The name sounds very familiar. All right, all right. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna head back into Tekken. It was a fun segue, but
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be all second.
um, obviously we talked about this. I think about a week ago. We talked about the Tekken story in a lengthy conversation.
Oh yeah. Do you know what? When I went like after we had that conversation too, you know that short conversation that we were meant to have, I was like, we
Yeah.
should just use that as the podcast. We were talking for like 4 to 5 hours. Like,
It started with I just want to tell you what we're gonna talk about on the
yeah.
podcast, and then it just went into Tekken lore,
Literally 5 hours
everything.
later. Oh, I should probably go now.
It was crazy, but that is exactly what I wanted to ask you.
Mm,
What's your what's your take on the Tekken story in general, and
in general. Okay.
and also in Tekken 8.
Okay. The story. Right. Oh, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. I would say I'm nowhere near as invested as I was like back in the day.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like 1, 2, and 3, it was really compact, and it was like everyone had a clear motive. Everyone had clear like rivals and friends. I feels like it's gone off the rails, if I'm right honest now, and it feels like a lot of the other characters kind of just are there in the background now. It to me, I don't know, it felt more connected back in the day, like
Mhm.
1, 2, and 3, which is a weird thing to say because you didn't have the storytelling aspect is better these days, like like in video games, the way it's done, like than like a separate ending for each character. But when you put all the pieces together, like when you read the manual and like the guidebooks and like odd bits off the internet, and then played through their ending, it felt like you knew you got a sense of each character a bit better. And it's like, I don't know. For me, a lot of the character specific endings in 8, I was really glad that they took the time and effort to do them, but I wasn't really impressed by many of them.
Yeah.
They kind of, I don't know, they just did not. I don't know if it's just because I'm growing up and I don't know, maybe it takes more to impress me these days, but they just didn't hit like they used to. In fact, a lot of them were kind of annoying. I'm going to say 2 characters, Lily and Asuka. I like the characters like individually, but together I just think it's a mess. It's so tedious.
In what way?
It's just the same thing over and over again, isn't it? It's just Lily being a knob. and then Asuka getting annoyed, and then it just feels like it's just the same thing over and over again with those two. Like, I like Lily. I like the character. I kind of like her personality as well. But the whole Asuka thing, it just gets really boring for me. And this is just one example with Lily and Asuka. But like I say, I really like the character of Lily, but she has absolutely ruined like Asuka's character. Like, I think Asuka has so much potential. Like, you wouldn't even like people like playing Tekken for the first time. They wouldn't even know that she's like related to the Mishimas because she's just got nothing to do with them.
Yeah, that's what how I felt when I played the main storyline in Tekken 8. I was like, wow, is there like zero connection to Kazama, like the Kazama lineage, or like to Jin?
Yeah,
because their friendship relationship, it takes up all the space in the story. For their character, but for the part of their character at least.
Yeah, and it's also superficial. Like it goes nowhere and it doesn't progress any sort of story. And like, I wouldn't mind it if there was a bit more substance to it, but it's just the same shtick constantly with those two. I'm starting to get a bit, I don't know, bored of it. But like a character like Asuka, I think she has so much potential. Like, she doesn't even interact with Jun in Tekken 8.
She doesn't?
No, not a thing. Jun has more interactions with Kuma than Asuka. She doesn't even have a special intro with us or special. So, but going back to like the story as a whole, it just feels like it's gone off the road. I said this to you last week too, Pete. I think they just, back in the day, they had more balls when it came to the story. They would take risks. I don't care what anyone says. Jun was meant to be dead. They retconned.
Right, yeah.
I swear, I will. Jun, as much as I love it, I'm absolutely thrilled that she came back. That she's been retconned. But I swear, like, I remember reading official guidebooks back in the day, and it said she was dead. And in the arcade intro, I mentioned this last week, it shows Jin holding Jun's head. Sorry, not Jin. Jin, in Jin's mind, seeing Jun, Ogre holding Jun's head. Because I remember thinking that was horrifying back in the day when I
I had the same reaction because I literally came from Tekken 2 into Tekken 3 and I was like, so this motherfucker killed so many people. It was insane.
I swear, like the way they made it out with Ogre, he killed Jun and Beck. Because
wait, he killed who? Jun and?
Jun and Beck, the Hwoarang's teacher.
Beck, right.
Yeah. Because Ogre, whoever Ogre fought or consumed or whatever, he took some of their fighting style because that was the reason why a lot of characters
exactly
Tekken 3. So like Wang. It took he fought Wang, he fought I think Bruce, because he
has Lee as well. He's got some Lee moves as well. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, he does actually.
Yeah,
because a lot of those sub bosses in Tekken 2, Ogre took a lot of them out.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. I was like, so all these characters, because when you see the intro or like some cinematic, it's not really the intro, but you see what you said, Ogre holding what we think or what Jin thinks to be Jun's head.
Jun's head.
So I thought, so this probably means Jun is dead, right? And then
Yeah.
I finally get to fight Ogre, and I see he has the Tooth Fairy, right?
Yes,
One of the
yes,
moves.
and he had the dragon wheel kick, the back three, or
Yeah.
what?
Mm.
Now it was back.
Which one?
Back three, I think, back in the day.
Right,
See,
so-
even like I struggle with the inputs.
So he has those moves. Plus, he has a ton of different moves from other characters. So I thought, okay, so I put two and two together. So I was like, okay, so if he
exactly.
has Jun moves and Jun is dead, that means all the other moves that he has are from characters that are also dead.
Maybe I could have sworn, like I seem to be the only one that seems to remember that. I swear that Ogre killed Beck as well. I don't know, maybe if I read it in like an unofficial guide or something, but I always had it in my head that
I think
he killed two characters and then the rest of them went missing.
Yeah, I think he was.
How I remember.
It was said that he was that he killed Bake, and I think it might have been I don't know, something. Excuse me. It might have been in like a Horang flashback or something. Maybe it was in Tekken 5 or something. But it's weird because all these characters that Ogre has the moves of that are not in the game, you have a direct opposite character, like a new character in Tekken 3 that basically took their not necessarily their moves but their style.
Yes.
So you had
definitely
Brian for Bruce, you had Horang for Bake, Jin for Jun, and
Julia.
Julia for Michelle. Although he didn't have any Michelle moves, I think.
No.
I guess
no. Michelle mixed up.
Didn't he have the G clef?
Yeah, he did have the G clef. Right?
No.
No, he didn't.
No, he had.
He had Waning Moon. He had Waning Moon. That
he had Waning Moon. Yeah, and he had the Wang's unblockable, the Dragon Power Punch.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That was such a sick unblockable.
Yes, it was. Yeah. It's quite evasive as well, but it looks really cool. It's got it's kind of slow mo.
He goes down.
You know what? I thought there's another character that he took moves off of, but they are in the game. Anna, he has her the big hell sweep. The
full crouch hell sweep.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Power the full crouch forward.
Yeah.
To right and stab.
That move becomes so annoying when he's in his true ogre form because his snake arm has
the other side of the screen. Yeah. I swear they kept that hitbox on Anna for Tekken 7. Which I wasn't complaining about. But come to think of it, Anna wasn't in the arcade version of Tekken 3. So maybe she originally she was maybe going to be one of these characters we've been missing. But basically what I was saying, like Tekken had so much balls back then because it wasn't afraid to, in inverted commas, kill characters off, and also take massive leaps in time as well.
Oh yeah.
You're never gonna get that again.
No.
Tekken 2 to Tekken 3, that was like insane. Like when I really think about that these days, I can't remember many other like franchises doing something like that where they actually age all the characters 20 odd years.
A fighting game? Or just any video game franchise?
Fighting game. But even right now, I'm struggling to think of like a video game that takes big time loops like that.
I don't think so.
Everyone nowadays, they get so attached to that character as they are in that game. They can't they're never going to age. Xiao Yu, where she's like a 40-year-old girl anymore because she wouldn't be Xiao Yu anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like that's never going to happen again. Like that was such a ballsy move back in the day. In Tekken 2 to Tekken 3, but that's what made it so exciting. And what also made it so exciting was all the stuff that had happened within that time frame that we didn't know about. Like it was just that. So that's why I think like Tekken 1 to 3, I find like it's I don't know, the story, like even like they took the story from around the Tekken 3 timeline for the Netflix anime as well, didn't they? They didn't go to they didn't use the more current story. So yeah, that side of things, I feel like it was just more compact, and it felt like there were consequences. So it's like it felt like it was going somewhere. There were consequences. You know, people could die, and it was more unpredictable. For me, that's how I feel. Even though, as a lot of people say, the Tekken 4's story, maybe that was done. It was the most serious. It was a very different tone to all other games was Tekken 4. And I still think the story was really good.
Yeah.
Back then as well. Come to think of it, Kazuya was meant to be dead as well, wasn't he? They brought him back because he was actually dead, wasn't he? And
Yeah,
then,
he was thrown into the volcano in 2.
Yeah.
A literal
but
volcano.
nowadays, it feels like there are no consequences. I've said this now. With all fighting games, fighting game characters don't die. They just don't die because the storylines are so out there.
Okay, so
they can do anything to bring them back. And it makes for a hype moment that people are going to talk about when they do. So it's like they just aren't dead. Fighting game characters won't die now.
So
I'm crawling in between here. I unfortunately have to go because of work tomorrow.
No problem.
So I'm gonna leave you guys in the good hands of Nick and SpiraNick and Tupi-san.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, likewise. It was very nice talking to you, and it's always a pleasure to talk to Tupi-san as well. So take care, fellas. Have a good one on my behalf, and chat. I will see you later as well.
Hey, thanks for joining, man. Have a great night, man.
Thank you. Take care.
And
you
good
too.
luck at work tomorrow, dude.
Thanks. All right, take care.
All right, peace out. All right, so I was just gonna mention real quick that before we get too much into it, good night, Yokozuna. Before we get too much into it, quick spoiler warning for Tekken 8 story if you haven't played it.
Oh yeah, very true. Yeah.
I don't know if people care, but I don't want to get like angry responses later on. So here's your final warning. Now, what you were talking about the characters not dying. This has to be the most weird way, or like the most, I don't even know what to call it, just nonsensical way to bring back Heihachi.
Exactly. That's what I mean. The stories are so out there. They can just say anything and people will buy it.
I thought personally that it was going to be Ogre. Ogre's blood, blah, blah, blah. It has regenerative powers. I literally told this to you last time.
I
was like...
Yeah, do you know what? The more I think about it, the more it annoys me. Because the sky's the limit. They could have done so much that was so, like, with Heihachi coming back. Like, experimenting on his body, like, like you say, with Ogre's blood or whatever. Or maybe anyway, I mean, to be honest, right, with Heihachi, in the story for Tekken 7, I did get emotional when they killed Heihachi. Killed in inverted commas.
In Tekken 7.
Yeah, I did because I actually thought in Tekken 7 when they said it's the end of the Mishima saga, I thought Heihachi was going to win. I didn't think Kazuya was going to win because I always think in my head that Kazuya is actually the evil one, and Heihachi's kind of like the one that can be slow, like a little, like kind of redeemed. And it felt like he did have a redemption arc in 7.
Yep.
You found out more about his motives and how he was betrayed by Kazumi and that. So it's like I kind of felt like I understood Heihachi a bit more. He's still not parent of the year, or grandparent of the year, but he didn't seem quite as bad as what he'd been painted out to be. And then this whole Tekken 8 thing. It looks like they're just turning him into an outright maniac now, and it almost feels a bit like a different personality compared to the one that we got at the end of Tekken 7.
Oh, now that you mention that, it might be that getting that asteroid or getting face slammed with that asteroid.
Yeah, that might have something to do with it.
Actually given him a more insane personality, sort of.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, it could. There's every chance. Yeah. But the way that they brought him, the way that they explained it, I
don't like it either.
I really don't like it. It's so lame. It's so like really got. It's not only is it lame, but you've just got to completely just. You just got to believe anything at this point. Like we talked about it. You can't even question it. You can't question. You just can't question. It's so stupid. That's what it feels like with the story. Like it just gets to a point where it's so stupid, you just don't question it anymore. But random muscle man in the volcano, hanging around bottom of a volcano, just with his arms out, ready to catch Princess Heihachi. What the fuck's that all about? What? They had 7 years to come up with something cool. They have so much that they could, so many routes that they could have gone down.
I think it's cool that they said this is an ancient, monk tribe or whatever. That is has been practicing the real Mishima style, or the correct, I guess, Mishima style, and they've been keeping an eye on Heihachi, Kazuya. You could make some sort of connection, that's why the guy was there. He was they were expecting this to be the final battle between them, blah blah blah. You could make all those suggestions, right? But at the end of the day, he got teleported by a fucking monk just before he fell into the volcano.
I know,
and somehow he lost it, he got amnesia, even though he never hit his head. When did he hit his head?
And that's the other thing. Well, first of all, just going back to that random ass monk.
Yeah.
The premise of it with the monks, this ancient civilization, that did seem kind of cool, and it almost felt like there's another side to this story, and it's kind of like you've got the Tekken Zaibatsu, you've got G Corporation, and then you've got these ancient monks,
right?
Or whatever. I thought, what, that's kind of cool actually. That can go somewhere. But all of that is just completely thrown in the trash by the end of that story. She just flipping murders them all. So what's the point? What's the actual point of that? You build something up to in that trailer, it looked like they were going to become a new focal point of the Tekken story, and we were going to find out more about this ancient civilization or whatever.
Nope.
And they're all dead. And so it's that monk, that random monk, it's that random monk that was just hanging out in the volcano as you do. It's he's just gone as well. I thought, maybe he'll be like this new cool character that is like connected to somebody else in some sort of way. But no, he's just some random ass guy
Yeah.
that Heihachi just dispatched. It kind of just it killed everything. It left a real sour taste in my mouth. Just the best part of that DLC for me were the bits that you read. the reads that like
Facts, yeah.
The bits that were just the text that had more interesting things, kind of like you just said about Reina being the last of the Hachijo clan.
Yeah.
That was more exciting
Yeah.
than any of the stuff that they came. The only thing that I thought was kind of cool, because at first when you said about you'll get the like ultimate power enlightenment, I can't remember what it was, if you destroy this asteroid, I thought, what the hell? Like, they're literally just making it up as they go along right now. Like, they're not even thinking about it. Like, I can't even see them in like a boardroom or anything, like coming up with a plan. It's just randomly just shove it in there, just or using having a dartboard with ideas and just shoving like chucking darts at it and seeing where it lands. That's what it felt like. But then it did seem I liked it how it was connected to the fight of like Jin and Kaz.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Part,
I did kind of like that. So that was nice.
Yeah. But the rest kind of feels like that meme of like people sitting in a boardroom, like you said, and then a Harada or Murray asking like, okay, what's our next step with the story, and then like everyone saying like, oh yeah, we should bring Heihachi back, and then this one guy in the boardrooms says like, oh, I think we should leave Heihachi dead and focus on new different characters, and he just gets thrown out of the building.
Yeah, I just thought, oh my god, guys, like you've had 7 years to come up with some like really cool explanation, because it wasn't the fact that they brought him back. I didn't have an issue with that, because I'm gonna be right honest. Even when I saw him going to that volcano after Tekken 7, as emotional as I thought it was, because I thought, we won't see him for a while. In my heart of hearts, I knew he was coming back at some point. I kept on saying, he's not dead. He is not dead. He is coming back. I just didn't expect him to be back this soon. No one expected Heihachi to be released at that particular point in time. Like, just randomly placed in the middle of a season pack for season 1.
Yeah, not in the end or beginning.
Yeah. I just didn't understand where they're coming from. It's so weird. I thought they're gonna, for maximum impact, they would leave Heihachi as the very last DLC character for the whole game.
Oh wow!
That's what
really?
I thought. And I thought that'd be a really like cool way to end Tekken 8.
Now we'll probably get Jinpachi.
Oh my! Don't! Oh my god!
I'm sorry.
No, I would love that. Don't.
But like giving you the hope, right?
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, that would be sick. I at this point, I kind of want a second game with just all the Mishimas. I kind of want Kazumi now as well.
Yeah, that would be sick. But then
just have the whole family.
Yeah, but then we'd also need Angel back, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I can deal with that.
So, Ketia is asking, how do you guys feel about Reina Hachijo? We touched on that a little bit, but I'm gonna say straight up, I think that's really cool. I think the fact that she's not Heihachi's daughter, I love that.
I like that. But you know what? It's just that was kind of like the best part of the story, and they didn't even have like any sort of cutscene or anything. It's just a random bit of text that they put in.
Right, yeah.
That is the bit that you should be concentrating on. Like,
it's easily missable.
Yeah, I found that more interesting than any other stuff with Heihachi, which is such a disappointment, because Heihachi coming back should be huge. And it is huge in the gameplay part of things, but story-wise, I just do not think it hit the mark at all.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, because they I feel like they could have done so much with Heihachi coming back.
Yeah.
It could have also been a subtle foreshadowing of like another character, even, you know. So
Yeah.
much. The monks as well. That's the monks. I feel like the monks just got violated, man. It just feels such a violation.
Exactly. Like, just yeah.
What else does that say, right?
Yeah. So I still enjoy the story, and I do enjoy it when I play through it, and I still. Like, there was a moment during Tekken 8 where I was watching it, I was like, oh fuck, they've killed Zafina.
Claudio as well.
There was a moment where I thought, oh my god, I can't believe they've done that. But in my head, still, I'm thinking, that just means we won't see them in the next game. That's where my head goes now, because I just think, they're never going to have the balls to actually kill off a character and keep them dead. Because there'll always be people saying, oh, I want this character back. Please bring this character back. And bringing those characters back means, you know, people get excited, people get hyped, and they make money out of it. So it's like, I just feel like characters just won't die ever now. You know, all those crappy flipping monks, they're dead. They're never coming back because they don't mean shit. But main characters. I just don't think they'll ever kill them off ever again.
Yeah, they've been annihilated. R.I.P. I feel like there's nothing wrong with like bringing back characters, but it's the way you bring them back. So. You mentioned earlier in Tekken 7, you didn't believe that Heihachi was dead, right? Which I think a lot of people also didn't believe. Me personally, I was like, okay, you know what? Heihachi's dead, okay, but he could always come back as a memory, just like Kazumi, right? So
yeah.
I was content with Heihachi just being gone and, you know, just returning whenever as like you know, a playable character, but in the lore he's dead, right? That would have been, for me at least, that would have been 100% better than whatever they pulled now.
That kind of would be cool. They could have done something, or comes back as like some sort of cyborg or something.
Exactly. They could have gone the Brian route.
Yeah, pretty much anything. But you know, for me, I was like, he isn't dead because this is the guy that catches bullets with his teeth, just like casually. You know, he kicks torpedoes like with his feet, and you know he gets absolutely blown up into well, what you think would be smithereens after like 100 jacks piles upon them and self-destructs. Like, the guy is invincible. Like, I just thought he's still.
That is
exactly. And for me, Heihachi will always be the face of Tekken. Like, Heihachi for me is the most iconic character. Not Kazuya, not even Jin. Heihachi is like the number one for me. So just like, they're just not gonna kill off like their main character. He's always, for me, because like back in the day, he was almost one of those platformer PlayStation mascots. Like, even when I didn't know
100%.
He was around. He was on the posters. He was in the magazines. Like, he was
such an iconic face.
Yeah. Like, how can it not be with that hairstyle?
Yeah.
Which is...
No, absolutely. I remember or like reading somewhere that in Tekken 1, he was basically the main villain, right, Heihachi, and Kazuya was supposed to be the main good guy.
Kazuya was kind of like,
and that's why they gave him like the outfit that Kazuya wears, the red and the white. They wanted to mimic Ryu.
Is it Ryu?
Yeah.
So
it's funny how that turned out, right?
Yeah, it's really cool. That's another reason that sets Tekken apart. It is really cool that their protagonist is kind of like some sort of like, well, anti-hero. Well, it was a bit of an anti-hero, but now, we're pretty much the villain.
Yeah, straight up.
You didn't get that with any of, like, Akira is just, out and out good. Ryu is just a good guy. Who else? Kazumi from Dead or Alive. She's, like, Kazuya's got more to him than that. Like, he's even back in the day, like, he was meant to be the good guy, but the good guy turned bad. He always had this other side, and now that other side is like almost, well, basically consumed him. But it's kind of cool that there was no out and out good guy right from the start in the early Tekkens. I mean, nowadays, I guess you could say is Jin, and it's kind of like we just don't talk about
Jin is
create World War 3. We don't talk about that anymore.
Honestly, as a character, Jin is the most boring character ever.
Yeah.
So
He's not
boring.
got.
It's either like I'm an absolute maniac, or please help me, I'm useless as fuck now. There's no in between. Like, oh, I want to be such a goody two shoes, after having, caused World War 3.
Yeah, I know. Now he's just kind of like, just the classic generic good guy that you root for. But Heihachi and Kazuya, they got more juice. They've got way
more personality.
Yeah, definitely. Especially Heihachi, like the way Heihachi is like, he's like, now he's kind of had a redemption arc. He is still actually very, very evil, but he's also got a playful, humorous side as well that you see, which I love. Like the way he acts with Kuma.
Yeah,
and that.
Reina as well. Like he's straight up just nice to Reina. From what we've seen anyway.
Yeah.
There's like this interaction, in-game interaction between Heihachi and Reina, where he's like, "Are you like, how far are you with the plan?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm already. We can start whenever."
Yeah. But with Heihachi, I've just, like you say, I've always seen him as this like focal character. But again, I don't know if that's also going back to Tekken 2 being my first game and just seeing Tekken 2 like on the box art, like Heihachi is like sort of like this godly figure, like watching over the other characters. So it's like I've always held him to like that high standard. Like he is Tekken for me. Like I have favorite characters that I prefer to Heihachi, but when I hear the word Tekken, I automatically think Heihachi.
So there's like a few characters that are very Tekken. Like they embody Tekken.
Yoshimitsu.
Yeah, exactly. Yoshimitsu, King, and obviously Heihachi.
I mean, I know, like, I always think Nina and Anna are there as well.
No, I think they're a bit too generic, honestly.
Oh,
I mean, okay, so they're a good duo, right? They're a good duo, but I feel like separately, I think they're a bit too generic. But their chemistry together is I love that. That's kind of the chemistry that Asuka and Lily are looking for.
I would never call Anna generic. She's, for me, Anna is the most fun character in the game, like personality wise. Like she's just like this badass fashionista bitch. I love Anna.
Anna's definitely more recognizable than
Nina. But the reason I said is Nina is because I feel like, just from a casual point of view, she's more recognized. I do agree that, like, I feel like Ling is the poster girl out of all the female characters now for Tekken. I do feel like she is. Sometimes I don't know if I'm being biased, but it feels like that. It definitely felt like they were pushing Ling a lot more in Tekken 8.
Well, she needs to go as in not be in the game even, or
Oh no. I mean like just making her more of a focal point within like
oh right, yeah,
in the
yeah, 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 yeah.
universe
I
and
think
also like
they did a good
in
job
the
on that.
anime and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, they did a good job on that actually. I like the Ling, like the Ling Jin interaction feels very natural,
I think that's the other thing is it's like she's like Jin's girlfriend as such. So
quote
yeah,
unquote.
it definitely feels like they are like yeah. But I feel like I don't know. I've always felt in my head most. I think to be honest, pretty much most of the roster, especially the base roster from Tekken 3, they are kind of like the characters that that most people instantly think about.
Hmm.
Like Eddie as well.
Hmm.
Like Eddie might not be so focal in the story, but just on the whole, Eddie is like probably I'd say more people like it casually like just
Oh, absolutely, casually, 100%.
recognize Eddie more than
Yeah.
most other characters. Lei as well. Do you know what?
Oh yeah, Lei.
I find it so sad that what's happening to Lei these days. He's becoming like a secondary character, and I really don't like it.
Lei is basically getting Paulified.
He just feels like he's getting shafted, and it's like he if they bring him back, he's going to be dumbed down so much. I know
Mm.
he is, and I'm kind of not looking forward to that.
Remember um back in Tekken 1, even I think 2, Paul was like considered as a rival to Kazuya.
He
Remember that?
was. He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he beat Kazuya in one of the tournaments. Like he was a much more serious character than what he is now. He's become a joke character, and I
Yeah.
don't find him anywhere near as interesting.
Yeah.
I preferred him in two, just his whole the whole look. And yeah, I thought he seemed a lot cooler. Now, yeah, he's just become a bit of a joke. I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. It feels like there's a few characters just relegated to the just being clowns in general.
Yeah, martial law got a real bad, real bad end of the stick in Tekken 8. I
Yeah.
mean, he just got shat on the whole way through. Like even in the character stories,
his whole his whole gimmick is I hate rich people.
yeah, yeah. They're definitely that. It doesn't feel as like it's as evenly spread as what it used to be. There's a lot of like just background characters when it comes to the story, but when you've got a roster of like now like 60 odd characters, in the whole Tekken universe, it's hard to give every character screen time, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Even Lee, I feel like they could have done way more with Lee, to be honest. Like Lee's becoming, dare I say, a bit more boring these days. I don't find him as interesting as what he used to be.
Lee went from being a
Little bitch,
yeah,
like he was like a troublemaker. He was like the outcast of the Mishima family. Like I kind of like that, and like even in the anime, like I think they put Lee and Anna together. I love those two characters being together and like working together, like just being like troublemakers.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense as well.
Yeah. Whereas he's just kind of like he's gone all a bit too like serious now. Like
it feels like he's in his dad face, even though he's not a
dad. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I see where you're coming from there. Yeah. Exactly. Like, playful rich boy. Yeah, like you just, like the playful rich playboy. Exactly.
That
exactly.
Made more sense to me, right? As like a character trope for him.
Yeah.
Just he's you don't have to take him serious, but he's also not someone to be mocked with.
No. Like Exactly. Like it's almost more sinister when it's like that, because it's like, you know, if you screw around with him, he's gonna make you pay,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah. Whereas, um, it just felt like he had way more personality. Whereas in eight, I can barely remember him even being in it. And I'm sure he was like one of the main characters in that
He
that
was.
battle.
He was.
Yeah, I can barely remember any Lee in it.
Yeah. He wasn't
And I remember
that prevalent.
his ending was crap as well, from what I remember.
What, in 8?
Yeah,
Oh,
his
I haven't.
ending was rubbish.
I haven't even played all those endings. It's
Have
funny
you
because
not?
they're finally back, right? Endings are finally
Yeah.
back, but then
Yeah.
I'm just not interested enough in the story to even explore the
Yeah.
endings. Which
It's
is
like sometimes if
unfortunate.
if they're not very interesting story wise, they're funny. And there were a few that did actually make me laugh. The best ones for me when I watched all the endings, the ones that stood out for me, Panda,
Mhm.
100, like Pandas was freaking amazing. I thought that was hilarious. Pandas and Fangs. I
Fang,
think it was
okay.
it's either Fang or Leroy.
Oh,
I
Fang,
can't remember. I think no, it was Fangs. It was Fangs. It was Fangs. Yeah, Panda and Fang were the ones that stood out for me.
Fang being funny. That's strange.
Yeah, it was actually. I wasn't expecting that for Fang, but Dragonov's was kind of funny as well. But it was like,
Yeah, Dragonov. I remember. I can't remember which game it was, but he had this goofy ending where he tried to assemble Elisa, and then he got blown to smithereens.
Dragonov, was that in Tag
Yeah.
2?
Yeah, it might have been Tag 2. Yeah,
Oh, Tag
it was
2
it was it was a weird ending anyway.
Tag 2 had
Oh, that was
Tag 2
Tag
had
2.
a
Yeah.
endings.
Oh,
Yeah. The
yeah.
Steve one was weird as well. Yeah, it was funny, but like, what the hell are they doing?
Was that the one where he got all bulky? Shit.
Yeah. And then kind of Steve, Steve's kind of a joke character as well, because they paired him up with Paul and Law. Like, there was one where they got, like, they're eating pizza, but the pizza was laced with laxatives.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They were all
I remember that one.
yeah. Was that? I think that was.
That was
I
Tag
think
2
that
as
was
well, right? Yeah.
Like they were genuinely funny. Those ones. There was
Tag
ones
2 had
where
one of the funniest endings.
it did. There was ones where there was one where Xiaoyu, Maharu, Alyssa, Kuma, and Panda were at the fairground as well, and the interactions between Panda and Kuma were hilarious. Panda was on all fours, like in hunting stance or whatever, and you saw Kuma's face, and he made a heart out of her ass, and then he went like,
I remember that one.
he went like charging up to her, and then she like flipping like bloody like dragon punches him into the air. Like, I remember finding that hilarious. There probably were some other moments. Tag 2 had some really good endings actually, but yeah, I don't know. There's just something missing from these. I think it was the fact that.
There's no
Actually, Kazuya had a decent ending. Actually, Kazuya's was kind of cool.
This one?
From Tekken 8, yeah.
Oh, what's the ending?
It was like an alternate. It wasn't it like some sort of dream where Reina like, can't remember, like either Reina like defeated Kazuya or the other way around, but all the Mishimas were there or something. I'm just or was that Reina's?
There's one in Tag 2. There's one in Tag 2 where they I think that was Lars' ending, where they're all sitting in a circle like
that one is amazing. I love that. Just because it's like you just got the whole family round just doing like normal things. They're not kicking the shit out. They're just enjoying a meal together and fighting over the last bit of food. That was brilliant. I think Jinpachi there.
Jinpachi was in it as well. Even Jun was in there.
Yeah, John. I remember John being there because
even Asuka was also in there.
Yeah, exactly. I just wish there were more interactions between characters. I think that's another thing. A lot of the ones in 8, it was just this is your character. This is what they did. There were, I don't know. There weren't any like meaningful interactions with other characters to make it more interesting.
And like honestly, I feel like the game is also just taking itself way too serious at this moment. Like at this point.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know,
And the thing is, the story is more. The story is wackier than it ever has been.
it's
If you think
stupid,
about
right?
it,
Like it's
stupid.
dumb.
It's stupid.
Why
Yeah,
are you
it's
taking
downright.
yourself so serious?
But then we have to take it more seriously.
Yeah,
Whereas
it
before,
doesn't make any sense.
it was serious, but we had fun with it.
Exactly.
I want, yeah. Do you know what?
That makes more
That's
sense,
it.
though.
I want it to go back to that. You know, you've actually nailed it there, 2P. Like that is it. Right now, it's stupider than ever from a storytelling point of view.
Yeah.
But we're meant to take it seriously. But actually, back in the day, it was a serious storyline, but they weren't afraid to have fun with
You're
it.
just having, yeah, exactly. Remember, what was it? I think it was, yeah, Lee's ending in Tekken 5, where he puts Heihachi in a fucking, like,
on the golf
fucking bathing suit.
Is it on the golf course where he's got them like there's one where has he got them like chained up or something?
No.
Like
No, he made him a butler. He made him a butler, and then
he's got like the
he's got a
battle
bomb.
royale
Bombs
strapped
on his
around his yeah, because they're actually in like this tiny little bathing costume or whatever. And there was one where I think Kuma had like, did Kuma have them all strapped to a rocket or something?
That was Heihachi. He strapped Kazuya, Jin, and maybe one other person. And
it was Jinpachi.
Oh, Jinpachi, yeah. He was just playing golf while like setting off the rocket and just laughing his ass off.
yeah.
Or even Kazuya's ending where he sees Jinpachi and he's like, Grandpa, and then like his Jinpachi wakes up and he goes, Kazuya, is that you? And then you get like a flashback of like him and
playing with
playing with Kazuya. And then you're thinking like, that's so adorable. Maybe like he's not gonna kill him now, and he's gonna actually help him out or whatever. But then he just kills him anyway.
yeah. But it's like you remember those because it was like that was more hard hitting, and that showed you like more of the real side of Kazuya, and it's sort of like
it's horrible, but it's also funny because of the way it's been like the way that scene has been orchestrated, right? Because the way initially what you see, you're thinking like, oh, maybe he's gonna forgive him or whatever. But then he just straight up murders him. You're like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that made me fall in love with the franchise. Truthfully. But now it just feels like it's serious and like everything has to have some kind of connection.
You're right. Like
Lydia and Eddie, let's be honest. Eddie just makes up a story like, oh, I remember that one time how you saved me, and that's how I know you. Like,
I didn't buy it. I just didn't buy it. Like Yoshimitsu, like just randomly there. Like, where's Yoshimitsu come from? Like, if it was with Raven or Kunimitsu or Brian or Dr. Boskanovich, then yeah. I mean, sometimes it makes sense, but like it was just basically, Eddie was the first DLC character, Lydia's the second one.
The problem is, Nick, they're trying too hard. That's the problem. That's the real problem.
Yeah.
They're trying too hard to make everything fit, everything connect, and the thing is, like, they don't want to leave anyone out. Which goes back to what you said about bringing back characters just for the sake of keeping people happy. It's the same thing in the story. They're including characters just to make people happy. Even though it doesn't make any sense. And God
And
forbid
the other
the characters that they don't put in, like Shaheen, even though like the few Shaheen mains, even they don't care. But like,
I always stick up for Shane. I really like Shane. I think Shane is such a cool character, like moves wise and that. I think he has such awesome moves.
he does.
Yeah,
He does.
I really like him, but oh my god, like story wise, like they just give him the most.
He
The trash. He just gets trash. Like, why is he just randomly like ended up with Asuka and Lily out of nowhere?
yeah, the
Like,
bodyguard. So apparently that's gonna be a thing in the future now. You're gonna see those three together.
I know, but it's sort of like to me, like he's not even like an important. It feels like they've taken away a lot of his importance, even though he didn't have any. But they've taken most of it away now because he's
what
just
was
like
his? Okay, so
he's just Lily's sidekick, like Lily's, just bit on the side, whatever. Like,
yeah, but at least now he's part of the story. Whereas before it was just, hey, you heard my friend.
we don't know anything about this
Who's
friend.
the
We
friend?
don't even have a name. Just random person. Yeah.
Like who's the friend? If let's say it was, it'd be so sick if it was Bake or something. Yeah, like he's like, you heard my friend Bake. Okay, well, how do they know each other? Well, Bake traveled to no, like the other way around. Shaheen traveled to South Korea to like learn under Bake, but then Ogre got to him or something, and then later on he found out he was alive, but then Kazuya, so something happened there. There's so many things, so many ways that they could go with the story.
I know. Like nowadays, to be honest, I really try not to like even look forward to or even get excited to anything to do story wise. I think if you go in with low expectations, that is the best thing.
No shade to Shaheen's friends.
You just can't be disappointed anymore because I had
true.
very low. I'll be honest, I had very low expectations about story mode for Tekken 8.
They'd have to like do something incredible if they want to save the story. Like, and I don't expect, like I said last time, I don't expect this story to go to like move any further.
Yes,
remember I said, like, because Heihachi's story happened like in between, like when they were fighting Kazuya and the fucking meteor that came down. So I don't think they want to move ahead. I think literally this is what we have. Future DLCs are just gonna cover in that time frame that we already
what they
know.
were doing during that time frame. Yeah, you know what? I personally I thought it was gonna just basically just keep on going on and carrying on. But what you said makes way more sense to me. It's like leaving the whole Rainer Devil thing, Jun saving Kazuya thing, all for Tekken 8. Heihachi coming back from the dead, sort of thing. Like, and Jin and Kazuya seeing for the first time that he's alive again. All of that is just going to be in Tekken 8 instead. So Tekken 9, Tekken 9, Tekken 8, Tekken 9. Sorry,
Tekken 8.5.
Yeah. So yeah, when you said that does actually make a lot more sense. It's just going to be what they were doing around that.
Exactly.
What they were doing at that particular time.
Yeah.
When they, when they didn't care about the fact that Kazuya was going to destroy the whole world. They were busy doing other things at the time.
Yeah, like Leo's probably going after another criminal.
Yeah,
or something.
Or something.
Maybe now he's retired. Who knows? Who even knows at this point? All right. I think that was I mean, I expected this segment to be long because story. Um, you're passionate about the story. I also care about the story a lot. So I did expect this to go on for a while, but I think I think we can move on. I think
I would just say,
we've said what we wanted to say.
yeah, I will just say one other thing.
Mhm.
Like, it's with the story. The other thing is like when Tekken goes in, like into other types of media, like the movies and
Right, yeah.
TV like shows and that. I always have such low expectations. But you know what? I like. There's so much potential and it never quite hits it. I will say that the latest anime series I was impressed with. I thought it was a lot better than I expected. I did really enjoy it. I know we mentioned this last week, but the triangles are like well,
I mean, I'm not gonna say anything.
because when someone mentioned that, when it was, I think it was Blanca, I think, yeah, but when Blanca mentioned the triangles to me, that was it. And the second time watching it, I literally could not watch any single scene without searching for the triangles first, because it would change scene and I'd be like, oh wow, there's no triangle. Oh no, there is. Like, but I did think that was the best the best one that we've got so far. I do enjoy them for what they are, but yeah, I think that Tekken anime series, I'd love it if they did like a season 2. But I will say the last episode was such a waste, because like nearly all of it was just flashbacks, which was so annoying because it's only a 6-part series anyway. You don't need half the episode to just be flashbacks.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was pretty decent. And I'll always have a soft spot for that CG film, because it has a lot of my favourite characters in, and the fight scenes are actually, I think they're the best fight scenes that we have in any sort of Tekken media outside of video games.
Is that the one where Jin and Kazuya like fight at the end, and then
Yeah, and then there's like a 3-way fight between Jin, Kazuya, and Heihachi, and they're absolutely destroying the temple that they're in. And then there was an Ananina fight at the beginning, and the Xiaoyu and Alyssa fight in like a Japanese garden. Yeah. And that were actually so good. They were really well choreographed.
Wasn't there also like a random new character as well? Some high school character?
That character was basically a Tekken monk from Tekken 8. Like they made such a big deal out of him, and then they just dispatched him halfway through the film, and it's just like, what's the point? What? Yeah, I don't know why they added that character. He added absolutely nothing to it, and still, this shows that there's the everyone has a fan base. The amount of times I see people say, "Oh, bring Shin Kamiya into the Tekken series," like we want him as a playable character. I remember that. Was it Togu or something? That guy, random ass guy from Tekken 6. That Lars's like workmate guy.
Oh, I have no clue. I haven't played.
Yeah. There was a guy in that, and like people were asking for him to come back. Like those random ass characters in the mobile game. That Taekwondo. Oh yeah, I still see lots of
Rodeo or something.
Rodeo. That was the one that got released. The Taekwondo girl never even made it into the game, from what I remember. Like it got cancelled before. So
it's sort of Taekwondo girl, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe in the future we'll get Rodeo.
Yeah, but maybe. I always thought he just seemed like a bargain basement, Marduk. He always just seemed like that to me.
Oh, okay, like a slim Marduk, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was quite built, wasn't he? That rodeo
Was he?
guy, from what I mean. Not as huge as Mars.
Okay. All right. So, since we're talking about story as well, I guess we might as well do this bit. Who do you think is gonna be the last DLC character?
Oh gosh, if we had this chat like 6 months ago, I would have bet money on it being Heihachi. So good, I'm
Fair
not
enough.
betting, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a shadow of doubt, I would have said Heihachi. The last character.
Yeah. So for this like season or whatever.
Oh, for this. Oh, right.
Not the
not
end.
the whole.
No.
Okay. Do you know what? As much as I do not want to admit it, I have a horrible feeling it's going to be a guest character. I'm not.
Oh.
I'm just saying right now, I'm not a fan of guest characters. I don't really like them very much. But I really think it's going to be a guest character because I just think Heihachi is like such a huge character that I just. Who do you have that beats Heihachi at this point? And do you want to go so big that you got nothing left for the rest of the season? The rest of the game's lifespan.
Mm-hmm.
Like there might be possibly other characters that might be slightly bigger than Heihachi, but do you want to throw all of your trump cards in like right at the beginning? And I think, unfortunately, as much as I don't like them, guest characters do create a lot of hype. They bring people in that wouldn't normally play the game. They bring a new fan base in.
Absolutely.
And they keep on saying, "Oh, we're not concentrating on guest characters at the moment. We're not." They lie to us all the time. You can't believe anything they say. So it's like, honestly, I've been around the block too many times with them. The amount of times they've gone back on their word, or they've said they're not doing something when they are, and they always want. They never want people to know what they're doing. So it's like they want to throw them off track. I have a horrible feeling it's going to be a guest character.
Yeah. Could be. I feel like, and we talked about this last time as well. I feel like if there is a character to, destroy or not destroy, but like upheave the hype of Heihachi, it's probably gonna be Ogre. And I feel like with Tekken, or like with the Tekken anime, Ogre is a possibility to get back, and it feels like it's long overdue, because if you think about the fact, Ogre has almost been out of the game as long as Jun has, like canon wise, right?
Yeah, it's like when one goes, the other one follows soon after.
Exactly.
It's like they kind of got a bit of a link, and they keep on mentioning him in the story, don't they?
Have they?
In Tekken 8, it's like there was, when you finished Tekken 8, there was a secret like movie that you saw with Jun, and it was explaining that she actually did defeat Ogre, but it like consumed all of her power, and she was kind of like knocked unconscious in the sanctum.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, then yeah.
And you know what? Like it's like I say, characters can come back at any time. It says that she's defeated Ogre, but that might be to throw us off track again.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, you could be right. I don't know. Would they? To be honest, I can never predict anymore what they're going to do, because I think for some reason, like, they do things that just don't make sense. Like, I still don't know if Heihachi was planned to be the third character. I mentioned this to you last week.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me still thinks I don't know if that was the plan. It feels like that was to throw people off. Part of me still thinks that maybe Marduk and fucking Ram were actually gonna be the third and fourth character, but it was, the fact that it got found out and the fact that people are generally, I'd say the general consensus were people weren't happy about it.
No, and I think Fakumram and Marduk, sort of, or like would have followed the general consensus of like the DLC pattern, which is mid, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So, and Heihachi was so like no one suspected it was going to be Heihachi, especially at that point of the season pass. So that was like a huge, massive surprise.
Yeah,
but it's like I still don't know if that was planned, and we'll never know for sure. If he was actually planned to come
they'll
back.
never admit it.
No, just to just to
true.
throw people off the scent.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Maybe in like 10-year time when we're done with Tekken 8 and like are like into Tekken 9, they'll be like, we actually did that to like you say, throw people off a bit.
Yeah.
But now, no way they'll admit it.
No. You're
No,
right. Maybe in like 10
yeah.
years' time, they'll be like, oh, he wasn't planned to come out that early. But as people found out what the DLC characters were going to be,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because you hear some wild shit when it comes to like developers talking about games that they have that they have either no affiliation to anymore, or it's just so old that nobody cares. For instance, I remember watching a video where Naughty Dog was talking about how in Crash 1 they had to hack the PS1 system in order to take memory from the system itself to run the game, which is really wild. Like they went against the TOS of Sony to make such a banger
oh my
for Sony.
gosh, right, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah, Ketya saying he hopes Ogre isn't a season 1 character because all season 1 characters are stands and install characters. That's true, you know.
Yeah, do you know what? I really don't like this as well. Like, I don't know how I feel about these installs because they just feel like it's very much guess wrong, die, and it's just it feels like it's just another massive 50-50 that you have to deal with. But it also seems weird that they're randomly just giving them to every character now. Whereas, when it first came out, there was just, Leo and Claudio?
What, like stances? Or no, you mean installs?
The installs.
Right, yeah. Everyone's getting installs now. True.
Yeah, I know, but do you think in Season 2, they're just going to give every single character an install? It seems weird that some have them and some don't. I find it's like, should there not be consistency across the board?
I agree.
Right. Yeah, Brian. Oh, and Asuka too. Yeah, true.
So, this might be the case of remember how Geese in Tekken 7 had a wall bounce, and then everyone got a wall bounce?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
This
like
might
maybe
be
like
the case.
Like it was a bit of an experiment to see how it was, and then
I hope not.
Maybe
like personally, I hope to God not. But it does feel like they're trying to kind of test the waters, and like it kind of makes sense when you look at it, because in like at the start of Tekken 8 you had, as you mentioned, only a few characters that had the install, so they could see like, how people reacting to that, like are they getting accustomed to it, are they hating it? And then we got Eddie, which got like stacks of like instead of one install, you got like stacks of it. But the stack went away every round, and then we got Lydia that got stacks, but she kept it every round. And now we have Heihachi that gets stacks, but gets one round where he becomes a boss character, and then he loses everything. So it's like they're kind of trying out. It's like we're seeing a live development of the game, like as it's going.
I feel like that was the case with Tekken 7 as well. Like they were just shoving shit in there and seeing how if it's stuck or not.
Yeah.
Like new tactics thing at the end. What was it all about?
Nobody like. I feel like it was very underused as well. Like the new tactics.
Yeah.
Because some characters just had really shit ones as well.
Some were terrible, some were awful, and others were good. I liked wall bounce, I did like that, but now there's no need for it because they've got the wall blast.
And also, you can take him to the wall, and then you can still do tornado. Yeah. Which is so busted.
The install thing, like we just said, like, so at the start of the game at launch, there were So I think can we say there are 4? Leo, Claudio, Brian, and Asuka. Are there any others? There were like. Shall we say? If you can't think of any others,
sure.
So we'll
go with
4 at the beginning of the. They nearly doubled that just from the DLC.
Yeah, there's 3.
Yeah. Exactly, that's wild. Like they've nearly doubled that amount just from the DLC. So it does feel like it almost feels like they want every character to have that.
Yeah, but then where's the uniqueness, right?
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, I feel like uniqueness in Tekken 8 has gone out of the window anyway. Like,
agreed. Character expression.
There's
I just do not find it as I don't find it as exciting in general as previous Tekken games, but I also don't find, personally for me, I don't find it that as much fun to watch either. Like I was saying this to you last week. For me, one of the most hype moments for Tekken 7 was if they were going to press a button. Like it was almost, for me, the scariest moments were when no one was pressing a button. Like you got to the last 10 seconds or whatever, or even, and it's like people want to press a button, but they're too scared to. They don't, they don't want to take the risk. They don't want.
You'll see them dashing in each other's faces.
Yeah, exactly. Where you don't really have that anymore in Tekken. You barely even get to the point where the time is running out. Like you just blow through rounds so fast. Yeah,
which as a former TO, I'd say that's a blessing because just faster rounds is in general just so much better to deal with as a TO.
You know what? My NBA mate Sully told me at Versus Fighting that Tag 2 was a first to 3.
Oh wow. That's
Tag
wild.
2. That would have been amazing. I wish I was around for that in competitive play.
Oh, I guess it was over when one of the characters died, right?
That's another thing that made it exciting as well. Like you had to juggle your characters to make sure that one of them didn't die.
Yeah. No, I was thinking 3 rounds with both characters having to die. That's too long. But okay, that makes more sense.
There were still long rounds. Even the timer started at 99 with Tag 2.
Really? In competitive as well?
As far as I'm aware, I think that was standard 99 seconds.
Yeah, I guess makes sense with 2 characters.
Yeah, 99 was default. Yeah.
Okay. And then 3 rounds?
Yeah,
well.
That's the 3.
No. I mean like 3 actual rounds per game.
As far as I'm aware, yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay, 3 rounds. Okay. Crazy. That's just a whole different world to me. Because I've never played that game. Even casually, I've never played that game. Which, unfortunate.
Oh, you
It's
need to. You
unfortunate.
need to treat yourself. One day, play it.
Oh, I've
I
tried,
think it's
bro.
still my favorite game. I think it's still my favorite attacking game.
I have tried to play that game casually, and this was back in Tekken 7. And remember there was one time that people were playing it all the time on like through Parsec.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went online and just came across absolute sweatlords.
Jack and Prototype Jack as a team, though.
Yeah, I know, but the Prototype Jack's awful.
Oh, I've always got a soft spot for Prototype Jack. I would love for them to bring him back. You know.
Yeah. You know, it's
I
funny.
think.
Prototype Jack was actually. I didn't care for Jack 2, like back in Tekken 2. I didn't care for Jack 2.
Oh, really?
But Prototype Jack was my boy because he could fly.
Yeah. The thing that I always loved about Prototype Jack was the whole spinning gimmick. I love it that he has the crazy spinning hands and he makes like the opponent whenever he does a throw or something like these spin loads. I just love that.
Yeah. And then now Jack 8 has the like the wall combo ender with the spinning hand. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, do you know what? I thought they'd given that sidestep 2 move to Jack 8 in Tekken 8, but they don't have the same animation. He doesn't have the spinning animation on it.
No, it's the same as in 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played Tag 2 at like my locals as well, but like there's so much stuff that you don't know, like how do you tag crash, how do you tag grab, how do you like even combo like it's a whole different combo system, right?
Yeah. And do you know what, just like creatively with Tag 2 the sky is the limit, like even to this day people are still like
I've seen videos of it. I've seen like combo what do you call those people, combo creators, combo combo anyway, I saw a video of it, like and people just doing ridiculous things. It's like also doing bugs, right? Because you had like this one bug where the character that you tagged out doesn't actually move out, and instead he just stands there. You've never seen that?
No.
Okay, so let's say for instance, I think that only happened with what's his face, Combat, where if you tag Combat in, the character that you tagged out won't actually leave, and he'll so you can basically do infinite back twos, lead back two, right?
Maybe now you said that, maybe thankfully Combat was the only character that you couldn't use in tournaments.
Oh right, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, wait, Ketya, are you sure that's not a bug where like the character just doesn't disappear?
Oh, that's not a bug. It's not a bug.
Lars and Lee had such what? That's so messed up. I mean, was it like hard to do or something, or like that seems so messed up, man. That's crazy. Because I remember seeing that and it was like, oh, okay, that's just a death combo. Depending on the combo, but Lars was a different character.
Lars and Leo were the character. Was the one that I used to dread going up against. If anyone had Lars and Leo, I'd rather play flipping Eddie and Christy than Lars and Leo.
Eddie and Christy while having the back 4-1. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, who did you say for DLC 4? You said a guest character, right?
Right, I don't want it to be,
But that's what
but
you think.
there's a niggling feeling like inside my head, like that it could be. Yeah, it
And
could be.
excuse me. And what character, like which
Oh,
franchise do you think it is gonna be, or do you not
well,
know?
like, it's Tekken, so who bloody knows? It could be a Teletubby for all we know. Like who the thought Negan? Like that is the most random ass thing. Like who came up with that? Like I said to you last week, like Negan would fit perfectly in a Mortal Kombat game. There's no way. Like you even said, like they had set up the age rating of the game to
Yeah,
put Negan in to get the same shit.
yeah.
So it's like, who knows? It could be anyone. If it's the most popular ones are always Tifa and Kiryu, aren't they? From they seem to be the two that go on about all the time. But I think Harada's like, I think he's responded to both of those character requests a few times, saying it's
Oh,
not.
Tifa definitely a lot.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure he has with Kiryu as well. You know, I'm sure it's come up in conversation more than once. But the thing is, like I say, he lies to us all the time. So you know,
Who knows, right?
maybe they're both coming into Tekken 8. Who knows? That would be cool. But I just I'm not into guest characters all that much.
Okay. Yeah, Cassia just posted a video of the what I was talking about.
Oh
That's that's so crazy.
that
actually
is
so sick.
funny that you thought that was a bug.
I mean, doesn't it look like a bug though? Let's be
I'm
honest.
just having a look. Okay, I'm just.
That is 100%.
Oh, so like when Farag. Yeah.
That is 100% something that if Tag 2 was released today, you would see non-stop.
Oh my god, it's so cool! Yeah, because Paul is stuck the other side. Yeah, the other character is stuck the other side of the screen, so they can't go anywhere.
Exactly. So the whole the more hits you do in a combo, the further your opponent goes. It just doesn't work here.
It's when they're stuck in stance, though, isn't it?
No. It's to do with the other character. I think it's to do with the other character, the one that is supposed to go away.
If they're on the other side of the character, if that first hit puts them on the other side of the character, is that it?
Yeah, I think that's because that's how it looked with Steve. I haven't actually checked the other ones at all. Oh yeah. So if they're on the other side, yeah.
Combat had one move that it was his own, and it was a really sick move as well. It was like a hit throw or something, and I think it was like half circle back one from what I remember, something like that.
Okay, sounds OP.
Half circle forward. It was a cool move, but he just had one move that was his own, which was nice. Which was a nice touch. Sorry, I think we've gone off topic a bit.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I'm just thinking like, it is, like if I want to wrap it up real quick with like one question, if you could like add anything to Tekken, right? It could be anything, right? What would you add?
Wow. Easy.
Come on, man.
That would make it a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. That's all it needs.
Wow. Okay. Not even like team battle or something.
Yeah. If it's not Wang, then yeah. I mean, team battle mode. I don't know why the hell it isn't in the game. I don't know why it hasn't been put in the game in 7. I mean, in 7 you can kind of understand with the budget constraints. But later on in the season pass, I don't know why it wasn't there. Bottom block snake agents. Yeah, I don't know.
Snake
team battle. Like back in the day, like I said to you, I didn't even know what the point of versus mode was, because like team battle was just versus mode, but like with with like 8
with
characters.
more characters. Oh,
Yeah, it was the
remember?
most fun way of playing Tekken back in the day.
Yeah. I remember even doing like everything on random.
Yes, yeah, random team
That was
battle.
so much
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. That's the whole reason why I created like team battle takedown, was because I missed the team battle format so much
Mm-hmm.
that I thought, I'm just gonna bring it back myself. If they're not gonna give it to us, I'm gonna bring it back myself.
Yeah,
So that's why I
yeah,
started the team battle takedown thing.
yeah. Nice. Yeah, we did something similar with Pearl Fist. It was yeah, it was it was pretty similar. Just everyone picks 10 characters or 15 or whatever, and then if the character loses, then you have to go to the next one. But you had to always leave your main for last.
Last, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Like that was an actual rule.
Yeah. It's just like, it's just such a fun way of playing, and it's like it's genuinely nerve-wracking, because you don't want to lose that character. Like, once that character's gone, you
Exactly.
can't go back. Like, if you're just playing like just casual, like regular games, like in versus mode or whatever, like you can just you lose, it doesn't matter, you can just pick that character again. But with team battle, once they're gone, they're gone.
Yep. The only thing that's missing from like the compared to the real team battle mode is the fact the game would remember your health, like where your health was, and it would regenerate a little bit of health.
Yeah.
I thought that was always a cool.
It was, yeah,
aspect.
that was really cool,
Yeah.
because it's like you could, on like the third game or whatever, you could be like near to death, but then if you get perfect in the next game, you get a bit. That was like the survival mode, wasn't it? In survival mode, you got
it
a
was
bit of
like that
health
as well.
back
Yeah,
each time you won.
yeah.
Again, they seem like such easy additions to incorporate, and they are severely missing. Like,
Yeah.
Every time I go on a Tekken 7 or Tekken 8 menu screen, it just feels like it's empty, even though there seems to be lots of things to click on.
It feels
Because
barren.
it just seems soulless, because it's like you've done the story, right, and then the rest is just like customization, and most of that you have to pay for these days, let's be honest.
Yeah.
In one way or another. And then it's practice mode or online. It just feels like the fun modes aren't there. And team battle for me was like peak fun.
Yeah.
Like, team battle was, every time you loaded up Tekken, it was just straight into team battle. That was it. For like back in the day when it was an option.
I mean, even then, it would probably also be online, but it would at least give you a different like mode, instead of now absolutely. It's ranked or player match, and people are still like considerably sweaty in both of them. But team battle would give you an alternative where you could be sweaty, obviously, but you don't have to be.
Can you imagine how much fun team battle online would be?
It would be so much fun.
That would be like awesome.
Maybe Nick, maybe we need to do that with what is that thing called? Parsec. We can do like a Tekken 2 Parsec stream one time.
Oh yeah. Team battle. That would be fun. Yeah, definitely. And it's, do you know what? I've got a confession to make. I remember being really excited when I saw Tekken Ball was in Tekken 8. I haven't played it once. I've never ever like had any sort of motivation to play it. I've only played it at tournaments. I'm kind of annoyed at myself that I'm not, because I was excited when I saw it was an option.
Yeah.
But I'm not once have I ever thought, oh, I'm gonna go into Tekken Ball.
You know what's funny? I think we'd be more excited if they gave us like a ranked version of that.
Probably.
I mean, let's be
anything ranked. Yeah.
Let's be honest. I think we're too like we're too much competitively into Tekken.
Yeah.
It's difficult to enjoy the game like casually.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, like with Tekken 7, I can say 100% I reached that like that threshold. With Tekken 8, because I don't really invest as much, or like I haven't invested as much time as in Tekken 7.
Yeah.
I probably haven't reached that threshold yet, but I'll be honest, if I play against someone, I don't want to lose. You know, like,
no.
There's that
No,
aspect, like of not wanting to lose, and with Tekken Ball, it's like, sure, you know, if I don't really care for it, like there's no factor of like the factor of caring is gone.
Yeah.
I don't want to get plugged on playing bowling, man.
Oh, no.
I mean, hey, listen. You can get plugged on even when you play, Tekken Ball. The thing is, it doesn't matter how, like, if it's casual or not. Like, if someone is getting clowned on, they either accept it or they don't accept it.
Yeah, I can't believe that people plug in like player matches.
That's what I'm saying.
I still don't agree with it that people do it in ranked matches, but I can understand the reason because there's points at stake.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like it, but by player matches, there's nothing to lose, and like the matches are over with so quick. I just don't understand why you would plug in a player match. Like you've got to. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? If somebody does that, they've got to be super freaking salty to actually do that.
They don't need to be very salty. They just need to be there themselves, honestly. Because some people are just generally like that, honestly. Imagine
if you're generally like that, then Tekken ain't the game for you. Because you've got to accept that you're gonna lose a lot.
Yep, absolutely. All right. I think it's a good time. Oh, real quick. The stage costing money, right? The Heihachi stage costing money.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Like, what's your stance on that?
Right. Okay. I feel like a bit of a hypocrite on this situation, right? So the thing is, when it was the first time I heard about it, I was talking to Jake the first time so the day before it was going to happen, and Jake said to me, they've not mentioned anything about this stage being free. And I said, don't be stupid, it's part of the season pass. And he was like, they've not mentioned it once. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, they kept on talking about the stage. You got free. You got, the beach stage. You got it with Lydia. I was like, okay, yeah, and I said that. No, they wouldn't do that. Even they wouldn't do that. That was a really scummy move. Anyway, the next day I apologised to him. I said, okay, they're way scummier than I thought. I think it's a really scummy move because the expectation is that you buy a season pass. Especially, this one is, like, I think this one is really expensive anyway, isn't it?
I think 30 or something, 40, something like that.
Yeah, it's like nearly the cost of the paying for the game again, right? To not get the stages, as part of the season pass, is disgusting, to be honest. But
I
I hate
haven't I haven't bought the stage. Just to answer Jerry in the chat, I haven't bought the stage, and I refuse to buy the stage. Obviously, that's my stance on it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
and like the reason why I don't want to do it is not because it's money. Like it's not because I don't have the money.
No, it's got
Like I
nothing to
have the
do with
money. It's principles. Like
that.
it comes down to them communicating more clearly, right? Because people that have been with the franchise since, let's say, Tekken 7, right? Because that's when DLCs became a thing. Or like, I guess Tag 2 also had DLCs, but not in the way as Tekken 7 did.
But no, with Tag 2, like, you didn't actually pay for the characters; they came free.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, yeah, you didn't pay. You didn't pay for them. You either had to buy certain special editions to get either Michelle Kunimitsu, Ancient
Right.
Ogre,
Right.
or Angel.
I see.
But if you did 3 months after release,
Oh, so it was like a early
yeah.
access kind of thing.
yeah, kind of, yeah, exactly. And then there was an update about 3 months after that you got Maharu, Sebastian, Slim Bob, Unknown, Violet, and Dr. Boskonovich, but they were all for free.
Wow, crazy.
Because do you not remember in Tag 2, and this is why I say they always lie to you, Harada said that he would never, ever make people pay for characters. He would never make people pay for characters or stages, things that affected the game. It would only be for superficial things like costumes and music.
I remember him saying, or like I heard during Tekken 7's lifespan. I don't know when he said it, but I heard him specifically say
it was during Tag 2. It was during Tag 2.
Okay, yeah. He mentioned legacy characters will never be
No,
paid.
we never pay for legacy characters.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The thing is, Harada, like I believe when Harada says that, right? I believe him, right? But I don't believe Bandai Namco.
Bandai Namco, pressures from Bandai Namco saying we ain't doing that. Yeah.
Like I believe Harada wants that, but I don't believe that Bandai Namco agrees with it.
I used to be like this. I used to be the same. I used to think that like basically like they're all bad and Harada's the good one. But I must admit, as things are going on with Tekken, it makes it harder and harder to believe that sometimes, to feel that like Harada's out for us and it's Bandai Namco that are the evil ones. I do think Bandai Namco are probably the evil ones, but I don't know if Harada is like as innocent as we might think sometimes. I don't know. Because he retracted that apology as well, didn't he? He deleted that tweet.
He deleted the tweet. Yep.
Which is really weird.
Yeah. See, the thing is, at some point, it's difficult to differentiate between Harada and Bandai Namco because
definitely,
you know, he's a employee of Bandai Namco. So at the end of the day,
and a high standing one at that.
All right, if they tell you to do something, you have to do it. But the thing is, he's very vocal online, right?
I do love that because we are very, very lucky in that respect, because lots of other game developers would be tough shit. That's how it's.
No, absolutely. It's a good aspect, but in another way, it only makes our trust in him worse, because then stuff like this happens. You know what I'm saying? Where he feels like he did the right thing on how to solve the issue, but then he probably gets like word from higher up like, no, don't do that.
You're undermining us, or
exactly, like
yeah.
So for me, it's kind of like
It could be,
it's a
yeah,
double-edged sword. Either you're fully independent or you're not. So
yeah.
why put yourself in like such a difficult position?
I must admit, it gets harder and harder to defend these practices because I remember when the shop came out,
Oh my God.
I did defend it. I didn't defend the time scale that it happened in. Like literally, like
Yeah.
what was it? A month after it had been out, when they got all the great reviews, all the
Oh
fantastic
no, it was
publicity.
not
Or was
even
it
a
a week
month.
after
I
or
think I think a
something?
couple of weeks. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it wasn't long at all, was it? It was like once the hype had died down, like,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna hit you with the show. Because I remember reading reviews and seeing reviews on YouTube, and a lot of them were like, "Oh, it's great because there's no microtransactions. You're not being badgered all the time to
Yep.
buy stuff."
Yep.
So, but I did defend it to start with, and then it's getting harder and harder to defend them. I must admit.
There's so many like actions that could have been avoided, easily could have been avoided,
Yeah.
if they were just clear about their intentions.
Yeah. To be honest, I think the most scummiest thing that they've ever done is the way that they treated the mod situation.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The mod thing, that was when I actually turned me off the game for a bit.
Yeah.
I was properly pissed off with that. The way that they treated like the people that mod the game, they have probably like the most passion and the most love for the franchise, as well as keeping it fresh and keeping people playing it. And the other thing is like I would always buy a costume over a mod. Like I would always like download mods, like stage mods or costume mods or whatnot. But if there was the exact same thing in the shop, I would always buy that, because with a mod, you're the only one that sees it. With a costume, you're showing off that costume to whoever you're playing.
True. Plus,
they're two very different things to me.
Yeah. Plus, having multiple mods, at least in Tekken 7, made the game pretty unstable, right? So that's like another like. There's so many reasons why people would go.
You'd still pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would download a costume mod for a character I like, and then if that costume came out in the shop, then I would buy that. But you know what? The way they treated the mods, if that costume that I want now lands in the shop, there's a lot less chance of me getting it, because it just doesn't sit right with me with the costumes. I am gonna confess it. I did buy the stage. So I love the stage. I love stages in Tekken, and then they put the Tekken 2 remix in for Heihachi. I did buy it, and
It's
I feel bad for buying. I feel bad that like I can't have such a high standing on this situation when I'm the bad person that still pays for it.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with the costumes, I'm not very inclined to buy any of those.
Yeah, same. Like you mentioned, the whole ordeal with the mods. I said it then and there. Like I'm not buying anything from the shop. Like like anything. Cosmetic wise, whatever, like microtransaction, whatever, in the shop, even the battle pass, whatever. Like I've refused to buy any of those things
because did you not even buy the battle pass?
No.
Oh god, you're a much stronger, more honest person.
I mean, like, to be honest, it doesn't like, I'm not enjoying it, right? That I'm missing out on some of these things, but at the end of the day, that's what I want to do. Like, I'm not saying, we should all do that, blah blah blah.
No. I totally understand. I do, and I do complain about it. And I did complain about it to like other people, my friends and that, and they did understand. But you know what? This is the really sad, depressing thing about it. They say, you're not getting screwed over as much as like some other games will screw you over way
Yeah, but
more than
that
I now go
that
to. Yeah, and that's
that's just such a dumb statement if you ask me. Like the like saying, "Oh, we have it good because Dead or Alive." Like I think it was
charge
Dead
you
or Alive, right? That
Oh, General Live had the
with
best one, right?
with all the
If you
DLCs.
wanted to, if you wanted to change your character's hair color, you had to pay. You had to pay to change it. But then, if you didn't like it, you had to pay to change it back.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. I understand. Okay, some other franchise have it worse, but it doesn't mean that you have to accept this as well.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's like it's giving in and like saying, oh, we don't have it that bad. It's like
Yeah.
so it's whatever. Like again, this is my stance, and I don't expect everyone else to like adhere to that. But
Mm,
all I'm saying is it's just a bit illogical to like look at it that way. Like,
mm,
oh,
mm.
we don't have it that bad. This is only the start. Tekken wasn't doing this. Wasn't doing all these collaborations and
No,
whatnot. This is
no.
only the start. We'll get to, like, Bandai Namco is such a greedy ass company. It's insane. While they're
Yeah,
raking in like billions in like revenue.
literally. Yeah,
It, like the fact that they are like working together with all these high quality brands and shit. I want to see Tekken become bigger than just a fighting game,
yeah.
absolutely, but I don't want it to go at the cost of like uh, you know uh integral part of the community,
Exactly,
which are
exactly. Like,
modders
I
in this
was thinking
case.
about this. I was thinking about this before the podcast, and I was thinking like, I want Tekken 8 to become bigger and more popular and like more sort of mainstream, but I don't want it to lose its soul in the
Yeah,
process. And it kind of I don't even really like. I tell you what, there's lots of little things I don't really like outside of the money grabbing side of things. I don't really like these collaborations with
they're
Chipotle and
shit
Nike.
collaborations if you ask me.
Yeah,
Most of these collaborations just don't make any sense because they like
it
look
feels
at
so
the gaming
fake,
culture.
commercialized, and I think somebody was saying to me that this has got nothing to do with Tekken, but I'd heard rumors that there's going to be actual adverts in the next FIFA.
Oh my god.
Like actual adverts that you have to watch. I don't know if that is true, but it doesn't even surprise me. It does. It wouldn't even surprise me.
That would not surprise me. That would not surprise me at all. Basically, it would have to be like gaming would have to become a like a homogenized thing for that to
Mm,
happen.
mm.
Like it would have to become like a service, like like all these streaming services.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It would
yeah,
have to
yeah.
become a service like that where you like constantly pay, but then that would also mean that there would only be like one medium where you would like watch it on, right?
It does worry me where things are going. It's like
Or play it on,
I
yes.
miss physical media. I miss discs.
We're
Like
going, yeah.
I know you can't have that with Steam, and Steam is where I use it just for more convenience, and especially
Mhm.
with the streaming side of things. But like, I will still buy if I like a game. I will buy the physical copy because it's like that is yours.
Mhm.
It's like with things like Steam. If they I suppose they can still do it with the servers, but if they don't, if they can change things at any point, it's like you don't really
If
you
Steam,
buy things, but you don't own them.
yeah, if Steam ever dies, I mean, God forbid, you know, we don't know what's in the future, but like if Steam ever dies, you can kiss all your games goodbye.
Yeah, it's like I don't like the fact that games consoles are starting to come without the disc drives as standard. I really that scares me a lot. The fact that like the game's never going to be yours, and it's like what you said about becoming a streaming service, and it's like you pay monthly for the game.
Yeah.
Is that where it's going to end up? Because that is terrifying.
Do you know? Do you know like some companies like gaming companies already tried that shit, like Ubisoft.
Really?
Yeah. That's why I'm saying like they're
Seeing how far they can push us.
yeah, and I feel like it all started with the DLC horse. I don't know if you remember that
DLC what? Sorry.
horse.
Horse.
Yeah. There was this one DLC. I can't like maybe Chad knows, but I want to say Skyrim. It's like
Oh.
it's called like okay, let's say Skyrim, right? It's called like the Skyrim horse.
Okay.
That was the
I thought
very
you-
first time.
I was like, I must have fallen asleep for that.
That was the very first time that we had a DLC where you had to pay for
Really?
Like a
What
paid
Skyrim was it? For real?
it. It like I want to say it's Skyrim, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But it's definitely like there was this game where you had to pay for a horse, and yeah, it was
All the
DLC.
things.
Yeah, I
that-
mean,
Wow.
you need a horse, right? If you're
Yeah.
want to travel.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like this beginning, right? That was the very first thing, and look where we are now. Like
No.
you can't even
It is
imagine.
scary.
Like, it's become the norm for a game to have
Yeah.
microtransactions.
It's completely normal. Like like when we were talking earlier, like back in the day, you bought that game and that you knew that was the finished product. They have put 100% of effort into
Yeah.
that product because if it was no good, it ain't gonna sell, and there's no going back. You have to
Exactly.
create a brand new product.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like that had to be at the best of its ability. So you had plenty of unlockables, you had plenty of things to keep you going. So you'd recommend the game to everyone else.
Yep.
And that is just the thing of the past. Now they'll release games like unfinished that you
Absolutely.
still have to pay full price for, and then they slowly start improving
Absolute
throughout the
crapshooters.
months or years. It's terrible, really.
It's become the norm to
Yeah.
expect a oh, we're getting a raid.
Oh gosh, I can hear the music.
Yo, Star.
Yo, Scar.
That song, like, yo.
That is the funniest. That is the funniest right there. It goes on forever as well.
Yeah, this one does.
It's kind of iconic, that game now. The same tune.
I mean, it's hyper, right? Like, you raided someone and then you hear the song, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
The sirens, yeah.
Yo, thank you so much for the raid, Scar. Hope you had a great stream. What was I saying?
About the DLC horse, and we were talking about the finished product.
Yeah, so nowadays it's the norm to expect a first day patch.
Unfinished, yeah. First day,
Day
yeah,
one
exactly.
patch, right?
A
Yeah.
day one patch, yeah, exactly. So it's like we just expect the game to be unfinished. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, the online doesn't work right away. Oh, yeah. That's. Do you remember Tekken 8 when it first came out and the online wasn't working?
Oh my god! Don't remind
The
me.
very first day it came out, and the server. You could get into the online menus. You could play like a few fights, and then it would just cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. It only lasted. I think it lasted for about maybe 12, 14 hours or something. But yeah. But whereas the CNT and CBT, they work perfectly well.
Yeah. It was running amazing even.
It was actually, because I could even fight people in America. I think I even fought one person in Australia and it was still fine, but that's because there were just so few people online at that time.
I think obviously, like, the more people, the more workload.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but Jerry's saying it's still not.
What
As
still?
in-
What the online
yeah.
is still not working. We're still
Lag.
not there.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't.
there's always some.
Yeah, there is. I think it has improved. I will say that. I think it's improved.
From Tekken 7?
I don't know about that.
I think it has improved from Tekken 7.
Maybe.
But I feel like
Maybe a little bit. But Tag 2 I think was better, you know.
No. Seriously?
For real, yeah. I think Tag 2 online was actually more stable.
Okay. I mean, I'll believe you because
Not 6 or 5-part Resurrection.
Nah. Like that I wouldn't believe.
No. Definitely not 6. 6 was the worst out of all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was this one season in Tekken 7 where online just felt amazing, but it felt amazing for like a couple of weeks, and then afterwards it became shittier than before.
Was that like when Safina first came out? Was it the beginning of season 3? Was it around then?
Might have been,
or was it the beginning of season 4? And then they patched it and it just went to shit.
Yeah, it might have been season 4 actually. Yeah. I remember Markman saying like, "Oh, this feels just like offline," and then I was like, "You know what? He kind of has a point," but then like it just went straight to shit.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah. It does worry me. It used to worry me a lot when they said, "Oh, we're bringing out a new patch." I was like, "Oh, this is gonna make it worse."
Yeah. All right, man. I think that's honestly, we could keep talking.
Yeah, that's the thing. We could.
I think we proved that fact from our last conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Like it could go on for another 2 hours, but it's just if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think we'll slowly bleed viewers in that case. But yeah, no, thank you very much, Nick, for coming onto the podcast.
Oh, thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, I can ramble on a bit too much.
Nah, it's perfect. Like I couldn't ask for more. As the host.
Thank you.
So before we leave, you wanna give a quick plug, like for what you do, stream and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I can do. For anyone interested, I mostly stream Tekken. But I will admit, there's a lot of ranks at the moment. I used to do a lot of lobbies, but I'm just not feeling it with the lobbies in Tekken 8 for some reason. 2P. But yeah, next year, I will bring back Team Battle Takedown because
nice.
You people have been asking again. The thing is, right, I tried it at the start of Tekken 8, and no one wanted to play in it because they didn't have enough characters. They wanted to watch them, but no one actually wanted to play in it. So it became a chore, and it was like the same people that wanted to play every week, and it just felt like it was getting a bit stale. And then I also lost my passion for Tekken 8 at one point, as you did as well. So
unfortunately.
Yeah, I just lost interest, and I thought, you know what, if my heart's not in it, I'd rather not do it because I'm just going to weaken the event. So next year, hopefully, we'll bring that back. We'll get that back started again with a bang, and hopefully more people will want to join this time. The thing is, like, people are saying, "Oh, they don't have enough characters," but I'm just saying, like, it's not a serious tournament. You don't have to pay anything to join. You don't win anything. It's just a bit of fun. But yeah, some people are taking it very seriously.
Yeah, it's normal. I think with fighting games, especially.
Yeah, true. Just like their mindset, and they still don't want to be like beaten.
Like you can call it, this is super super casual, but people are still gonna take it serious.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
it went really well in Tekken 7. So hopefully it will go well in Tekken 8.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I don't have that many characters, but that.
Oh yeah, you will always be welcome to join. I won't put you against Collier.
Thank you. Yeah.
I was just starting out then, so it was like I was like, oh, this is gonna be like an even match. I know 2P's a great player. I know Cole's a great player. This should go. This should be pretty even.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you put me up against the literal Mokujin.
Literally, yeah. So he was just like in his comfort zone sort of thing. Yeah. That was the only issue. Yeah.
Nah, but it was fun though. Like genuinely, even though I got my ass beat.
We'll find you a different opponent next time. Somebody that isn't the literal embodiment of Mokujin.
Yeah, no worries. I actually won with Oscar. I remember.
Yes, I remember. That. Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, how am I winning with Oscar?
Did you nearly win with Lee? And you didn't know the rage up button or something.
Yeah, I got the mission for.
I remember screaming because I thought, oh, that was funny.
Yeah, it's all on YouTube if you guys want to see that. Oh, what's your YouTube?
Very good question.
Is it just SpiraNick or?
I think so. To be honest, it's just Team Battle Takedown videos and reaction videos at the moment. But I'm thinking of doing some other things.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean the reaction videos are on point though. I like those.
Thanks.
They're very I can see like every every reveal means a lot to you.
Yeah, in all fairness, it does. There's only two that I have recorded, but the first one, there isn't an Eddie one, which is a bit weird because I kind of lost a bit of passion for Tekken 8 around the same time that Eddie was released.
Yeah.
So I did record one before Eddie was released, but it was literally like an hour before Eddie became available. So I just didn't release that one, and then the Lydia one, I never really cared that much about Lydia. When did I think I did it about, the trailer came out, and I think I did it about 2 months after the trailer.
Wait, did you do 2 reactions of Heihachi? I just noticed.
Yeah, I just so the initial reveal and then the character trailer.
Ah, right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Nice. Yeah.
But quickly, that is something that I don't like about Tekken 8 as well. I really don't like that they seem to just spoil everything. I don't like these Tekken talks because they show off too much of the character. And I also don't like the fact that you get these little reveals and then you've got to wait ages for the character trailer. Like in 7, I feel like it was so much more hype when you got the reveal and then you saw how they played right away. That was so much more exciting than what they're doing.
That is true. Yeah. Just straight away. character trailer, character what's it called?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like it just like that little reveal. It's nice, but it just leaves me wanting more. Then you wait ages and you get the character trailer, and people have been talking about the character and God knows what for ages. So I just feel like it loses a lot of its a lot of its oomph. Like it just doesn't feel as exciting by the time the character trailer finally comes around after you've seen the render and you've seen screenshots and stuff. It's just, I think it just spoils it, and especially when they have the Tekken talk sometimes before the character trailer. Like it just
Yeah, they do that a lot. They do that a lot.
Yeah, I swear it just.
I remember in Tekken 7 they did that with Negan. So they like teased Negan, you know, with the whistle or whatever, and then
they did.
Yeah, that was cool though, right? Because
that that was a bit different because
it's completely
it was just
different character.
Yeah. Like it was just so unexpected.
Yeah.
Like just that by itself was like enough. And also, it was, you already had the Anna and Lei reveal in that same trailer, so it was like there was lots to get excited about. And then you also had the Negan bit, which just came out of nowhere, completely left field.
Yeah. Negan just felt like completely out there. It's insane.
Yeah, like when we got that, it was like, whoa, they can put anyone in this game. Anyone.
And then I guess it started with Noctis, right? Noctis was already a bit like, huh? Noctis?
Yeah. Geese made sense for a guest.
A lot of sense, yeah. Especially since the game started with Akuma. It was like, oh, sure, another 2D character. Whatever.
Akuma, yeah, definitely. So, yeah, it was like the least surprising of all of them.
Yeah,
Noctis was a weird one.
Yeah, Noctis. I remember especially when he got revealed, people were like, why not Tifa?
Exactly. Well, it's just because that was the Final Fantasy that was
hype.
That was released at the time, isn't it? So they just they're jumping on the hype of the latest Final Fantasy. Like it's do you know what, if the 7 remake had been released around then, there might have been a different story. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. Like, just to close this off, Harada mentioned if like how they choose which character, right? If it's gonna be a guest character, which character it's gonna be, and he said like there's a few different factors. First of all, the character being in the game has to benefit both the franchise where the character is from and Tekken, right? It has to be a mutual thing, which makes sense. And it has to be like a popular character from a popular franchise. You know, like he mentioned a couple of different factors, but those ones, like those two, really stuck out to me. So you know, you always have people like asking for like these dead games, characters from these dead games,
right? Or like these characters that were like secondary or sub characters in it. Abstract anime that like is a cult anime that not many people know about. Like there's all sorts of stuff like that
because it's their favorite character. And it's like when he explained it like that, I totally understood it, and he was like, also stop asking us for X character, because if you do, or maybe this was with the original characters, I think he said like, stop giving us ideas for original characters, because if we do, like if you do that, then we are definitely not
we-
gonna pick that one.
Yeah, because yeah. Or
Because
there
of
was
copyright.
sometimes they were like, yeah, exactly, yeah. People would design characters and say, "Can you use this?" And
Yeah.
it's like, well, no, because that's your design.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like you said earlier, it's nice that he's so vocal on Twitter, because it also gives an like a exclusive insight into what developers
Absolutely. I
think.
I am very, very thankful that we do have Harada.
Yeah. And then sometimes you just get a history lesson, like, oh, this happened back in Tekken 2. This happened during the development of Tekken 3. Like we worked with this and this company back then. It's honestly like amazing, all the small tidbits that come from that.
Yeah,
I do appreciate
definitely.
that. Yeah. All right. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Is there anything else you want to say, or
Apart, no, I probably won't, because like if we'll just go on talking for another 20 minutes.
that's true. That's true.
No, apart from just say thank you so much for inviting me on here too, and I've had a great time. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's been a blast.
No problem. I'm happy to hear it. Thank you as well for being here. You're honestly very easy guest to like have, because you know, I'll give you one question and then like you'll go on a tirade.
Half an hour later, I'll answer you.
It's good though. That just makes it easier for me, and
Yeah.
obviously I get to hear your thoughts as well. You're very like well spoken when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So
okay. Yeah. Thank you.
that's good. I have one question for you, and that is: are you planning on streaming tonight?
Maybe. I feel the only thing is I feel a bit like almost breathless because we've just been talking so much. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I might go downstairs, maybe like just grab a snack or like something to drink. I might. I don't know. If it's not within the next hour, then no. But probably not. Not right away, no.
All right.
Because I just feel like I've been talking a lot, so like
Yeah. No problem. Understandable. All right, then. In that case, chat. Make sure to follow him over on twitch.tv/SpiraNick, and sub to him on YouTube.
Thank you very much.
No problem. And I'll see you guys in the next stream, which I'm not sure when it's gonna be, but I'll let you guys know. I'm also not sure who I'm gonna have as a guest next time, but it's gonna be interesting either way. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm gonna quickly before I go make a raid, I think actually this is probably a good thing to ask you. Do you have someone you want me to raid?
How about Kesbob?
Kesbob. All right, sounds good. All right, read. All right, cool. Oh, mature audiences, don't go over if you're a kid. All right, so yeah, thanks again, everyone. It's been a blast. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you very much.
It was very very fun, informative. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great night. Peace out.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye bye.